Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the West Ham Review. I hope everyone's keeping well and enjoying today. Bit of a mixed bag today. Sunshine, a little bit of rain, and my hair's still not grown. I'm still as I am. But other than that, as you can see, I've got three great people with me tonight. But as always, the trademark of the show, I'm with the revenated Budgie. How are we doing?
Wow, I was not expecting that one, buddy. Yeah, brilliant. I'm doing all right, mate. I love them little sound bites in there. They give me chills every time I hear that little intro.
It's
I
great.
love it. And that one right at the very end there when he puts Bowen through. Oh, mate,
Lovely, mate.
I'm ready for tonight's show now.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And as always, it's good to see good old friend Jeff from the Bowling Lounge. How are we, Jeff?
Yeah, good, Tony. Thanks for having us on. I'm sure we're going to get into the last week's events and things that are more recent as well through the last few hours. So I'm looking forward to it.
Brilliant. And a debut for this man. Mick, welcome on to Hammers Football TV. First time for you. How are you, mate?
I'm very well, and I appreciate being invited. Thank you very much.
No,
like the rest of you, I can't wait to hear what's been said.
No, it's going to be. Hopefully, it's going to be a good one. So let's start off with the usual people in the chat, and our first one is usual. Tom Budgie. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening to you, usual. Matt, good evening yourself as well. So he might get gazumped by Spurs for Xavi Simons. Newcastle after Nick Walton, what they've just done. So you never know. Now we might see the Isaac saga come to an end, and we're close to signing Magassa and obviously Fernandez. What a day for transfers, he's saying.
Yeah,
we will cover that.
I reckon Bess is off to Newcastle as well, don't they?
Yes, yeah, that looks like another one, Mick. So that'd be an interesting deal for Newcastle.
Who? Sorry, who was that, Mick?
Visser.
Oh, Brentford have been raped this year. Can they survive? That's going to be the question.
Most definitely. Good evening, Brendan. Evening, Tom. Budgie chatters. What do we say to 2 and 8? 'Tis but a scratch. Absolutely, Brendan. We'll get through it, as they say. And of course, always see people saying hello to each other. Good evening, number one. How are we doing, Rob? Evening, gents. Another week in, and the mess is getting deeper. What is the solution we can't get? SB out 100%. We look forward to that one as well.
There are ways of doing it.
Well, we'll talk about that soon, Budgie, when I go through a few of these comments. Good evening, Michael, please. Evening, gents. What do these signings mean? 1, where has the money come from? 2, Sullivan folded under fan pressure. 3, is Paqueta off to pay for transfers? And 4, what about our youth? Where is their future? So let's start off with this one, gents.
Great points, all of them, Michael.
I mean, funny enough, I said it on Sunday, do the maths. We had to have the obligation to buy Todibo, and then as soon as we do that, suddenly we've got no money in the kitty. We can't buy anyone else until we sell someone else. Then of course we then get youth. Then we go for Mads Hermansen, and then you get the rumor of suddenly we're going to put bids in for 3 players for a value of, or was it? I think it was like 125 million, but we still end at the pot of pissing. And then suddenly today we see these signings coming out. So. I mean, has Sullivan gone down the sofa and found some short change or something? Because I don't know.
It's been widely publicised that the club have taken out more loans. So maybe, just maybe, that plus the Kudus money, plus, we've had like 2 or 3 quid thrown at us for a couple of the other bods that we've got rid of. And it's only been a few quid, but all of that together may just have financed today's movements. You got to remember, we got, what was it, 54 for Kudus, wasn't
it? 55, I think it was in total.
Was it 55?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We got next to nothing for any of the other players that have gone this season, but there's 55 million there. There's other money that he promised as well, So maybe, just maybe, that's where the money's come from. Just as you say, scratching down the sofa, Tone. Really, to be fair.
The 10th richest club in the Premier League, aren't we? apparently.
Is that what we are? Is that what we are?
The richest club in Europe, apparently. Yeah, according to stats I've seen about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
But the interesting one there, just I'll probably take it off the block now a little bit, but is Paqueta off to play for the transfers? I'm sure we'll come on to this later, but if he goes, I'll be quite happy. I know that's probably everyone's going whoosh, but I said last season we're going to play West Ham again, I wouldn't care. And after his performance in midweek, I know he got the header, but as soon as they're under pressure, the man's on the floor, he's diving around, he's moaning. Yeah, he's got ability, but he ain't got the heart. So I'd rather see Basuma come in for him and Tottenham can have him. Yeah. But I know that's going off the beaten track of that there. But
No. I mean, it's quite relevant, I think, Mick, and we will come on to that. I mean, let me just put this super chat in from James from E2 in his own TV. Thank you very much for that as well, James. As he says, fan pressure wins the day, lads, 100%.
Nicely done, James. Thank you for that, mate.
Yeah,
Much appreciated.
I mean, it seems to be that from us, from the fans, obviously some of the media has obviously put a few things in there as well. Is it the case of his bum cheeks silently kind of, and he's had to kind of dig his hands in his pockets? I mean, what do you think, Jeff?
Maybe, Tom, he's caught wind of this petition that is, growing legs, mate. It's growing legs. And if there are any West Ham fans watching this live or subsequently on the reruns, if you haven't already signed this petition, it's worth doing. Every single signature makes a difference. But anyway, maybe, just maybe, Sullivan's caught wind of this. He must have done by now. It's gathering momentum. So he's thinking, hold on a minute, I need to do something here. Hold up, where's that few million that was down the back of the sofa? We'll grab that up. And, we'll take Tony's lead and we'll spend it.
What about you, Jeff? What do you make of all this? Do you think it's a case of...
On Budgie's point about the petition and this upcoming protest and one thing and another, I think they absolutely are aware of that. I don't think there's any question about that. But back to the transfer window, I think it's a typical Sullivan playbook. I mean, we all forget, we haven't heard this before. We've got no money, and then we spend 100 million and go, where did the money come from? He does it every time. He pleads poverty every time. I couldn't believe it.
The only difference this time, Jeff, is he said, all right, leave it up to me.
Oh, listen, I think on that point, right, I think you've got to give Sullivan his due here. I think he's done a magnificent job on this camp because if you think about it, he's had Potter and Macaulay running around all summer. They've been useless, haven't they? What have they done? Fuck all. Yeah. Right? And he's got fed up waiting with them, right? And he said, that's it. I'm taking control now. Yeah. Which he's done. And he's ripped up their unreasonable, unrealistic targets. He's ripped that list up. That's clearly gone. And he's gone out quickly.
And he's brought 2 bodies in the door today.
Oh, and he's identified Fernandez because we've never been linked with him in the last fucking month. Yeah. Right, but he's torn up the unreasonable targets, and dashed out and identified one himself. And not only that, then messing around, he's just thrown 40 million at it and they took it. It's as easy as that. Come on, who's falling for that shit? Anyway, sorry, that's a bit of a rant, but it's
yeah, but we love them, Jeff. We love them.
But it is typical Sully tactics. I think you're not wrong there, mate. That's for sure. We've seen that quite a few times. But why is it taking so long when we've got less than a week before the window shuts? And don't forget, this window shuts at 7 p.m. on Monday, the 1st.
But it's more classic Sully with the last-minute scramble at the window, isn't
it? In a little bit of defence to him, right, is we go back to pre-season last season, everyone going, oh, best window West Ham have ever had. Fucking wasn't. It's probably the worst window West Ham ever had, as it turned out to be.
Yeah.
And if you look at the players that needed to go out the door, not just from the lack of ability wise, but also the amount of money they were costing. Yeah. We got, Budgie said it earlier, we've got fuck all back. You've got nothing back. We've got Ings is on £6 million a year. Got fuck all back for him, for instance, as an example. Rodriguez, I don't know why he played in front of Potts the other night, but he did. Whether he was there to be sold, to put in the window, well, he's still in the window. So all this money that was spent, which is round about 230 million, I think, something like that, but close to that, a little bit less. None of it recoupable, none of it last season. Yeah. So, when you look at Liverpool, if I may, spent 300 up until tomorrow, anyway, spent 300 million pounds, The total net spend was 50. Yeah, that's the difference. You bring in a player, you can sell a player. We absolutely destroyed ourselves last year with buying and having players at the club that we can't sell. So, in fairness to him, it's a difficult situation. You go to like Newcastle. The only reason they spent big today is because they know they can get rid of Isak and cover their incomings. Yeah, because again, they're all covered by PSR. They're the richest club in the world financially, apparently, but they can't buy players either. So it is. I think it's a bit harsh when we talk about spending millions, like we're going down a pub, buy a few beers, or going to Asda and do a bit of shopping. This is seriously big money coming out of someone's pocket. I know there's other things, money coming in, it's a business and that, blah, blah, blah. But we are talking about serious, life-changing money to any of us on one player. Yeah, and if you've got that player and you've got to bring him in, you want to bring someone in. Good clubs like Brentford, even Newcastle, Liverpool have shown the way over the years. Man City somehow, I'm not quite sure how they do it. But when it boils down to it, the 200 and odd million that went out the window last year is gone. It's not recoupable, and that's a massive amount of money, guys. So you can moan at Sullivan, but I remember when he came in, we was on our fucking arse. And that shouldn't be forgotten either.
It's funny you've said all that because I was working on something today. I was waiting for the window. We haven't spoken, Nick.
No, we haven't spoken, no.
No. And today I was just working on something for when the window closes so we can analyse the two windows, if you like. And I was going to go back to basically Stuyton's reign, really, that I've done. But I don't want to go into it all now because I'm sure it's your show, Tony, and you've got the things you want to cover. But I do agree with that. And when the window shuts, we'll do a little piece on that on the Bowling Lounge, mate.
Sounds good. Matt's obviously referring to the we're selling off the women's team now, and I know Michael Blues mentioned this earlier. It's 49%. Apparently, 20 million to a USA investor. Hopefully, it's the start of a full takeover in the future. Should be interesting because I think, as he's put here as well. It's PSR. A lot of teams are now looking to sell the ladies' teams because I think it's a financial burden as well. As much as it's the sport's improving and stuff like that, it's getting more kind of meat on the bones being shown on TV, etc. At the same point, it's a lot of money to run a football in a ladies' team as well. Yeah.
I just want to sort of point your eyes down the bottom of the chat. There's another super chat down there, mate. Just thought I'd let you know.
Oh, thank you, mate. From James again, thank you very much for that, Budge. James again is saying, and again, thank you for the super chat, mate. Crazy stat. West Ham's current back five was signed by 5 different people. Aaron Wan-Bissaka by Sullivan, Tadibo by Stuyden, Kilman by Lopetegui, and the Gerd, Moyes, Diouf, Potter.
Crazy.
Moyes signed deal.
No,
Gerd.
Oh, Gerd, sorry.
And Diouf, Potter.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry, I'm reading that the wrong way around. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Bloody hell, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's not spaced it very well. But
right,
James, we get it, mate. And brilliant. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. But that is a crazy stat. That is a crazy stat. out of those all, which of them would you actually say were good signings for us?
Can you put that list back up again?
Yeah, of course, mate. Let me just go back. Let me just start on Matt's one so I don't come back to that part of the chat. So when you look at it, you've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Tadibo,
Okay. He was
Kilman,
hammered here last year.
Agurd, and Diouf.
I don't know what way you're going with the show here, but like Bissaka was like player of the year last year, not necessarily in my book. He got it. Tobido to me is at best a right back. Yeah, Kilman. I'm still the Kilman and Agard thing. Yeah, see, I've always maintained I liked Agard on the left, even as I said last year on Jeff's show that I felt Agard could make a decent left back, but you know, Kilman's has not settled in at West Ham at all.
He's going back.
He hasn't.
Yeah, and Diouf is just probably going to be the best left back in the country by the time in the season's over. If West Ham can put some sort of runs together, I was so pleased to see him come in. I watched him in the summer, and I said to Jeff when we were talking, I said, I watched that boy play and I thought, God, why can't West Ham sign someone like him? And 2 weeks later, he's in. I went, can't believe that. So for me, the best player, he's only had a couple of games, but the one that I think will come out of that as the best will be Diouf.
Fair shout. And he's been showing promise already this season. Although in the last couple of games he has been kept a little quiet, but I don't think that the five at the back suits him as well as that Potter would like us to believe. I think he's probably more comfortable in a four at the back, if I'm honest.
Again, hijacking the show.
No. This is all about.
Again, I do not understand. You've got the Rangers manager, Amarin, and Potter, right, who are all again on the floor and will not change the system that they think is right. Yeah, I don't understand that. I said to Jeff in the week when we were talking on the last week on the phone, whenever I spoke to Jeff last, that Bissaka should be in the middle right now, central midfield with Potts, because he's got legs, he's got tackle, you know, put some energy in there, yeah, because you've got Walker Peters, he didn't play right back. I think Walker Peters has shown in the last two times I've seen him to be a very suitable right back for West Ham, yeah, and I think you could get more out of Wan-Bissaka, but you can't keep playing this five because the boys, if I may, the boys who play centre back, and if you look at one of the headers on Wednesday night, where the two centre halves together and the big guy come in, they're looking that way first because they want to see who's coming in. Are they being marked? And it happens a lot with them. You watch the games and just look at their little turns. Takes their eye off the ball, boom. They never know who's picking up coming into the box because there's never anyone there. So I think Kilman, if you had a settled midfield in front of him, you'd see the old Kilman, yeah, and maybe a bit better out of Mavropanos. But Tobido to me is never ever going to be a centre half in the Premier League.
I mean, for me, the way I see like what James has put up there, and that Diouf is definitely the top of the list. Then you've got Wan-Bissaka for me, and then Kilman just about edges over Agurd, and also last of the list is Tadibo. Because not being funny, when you watched him play in the cup game, the fact that he's been with us now for over a season and a bit, and that bloke was wearing the old nasal strip on his nose for his breathing, and he's got a Vicks up to his shirt like nobody's business. And, you know, it's not exactly cold weather at the moment. So that kind of tells you he has definitely got a problem with breathing. And this is why he maybe kind of blows out in the game because he is nowhere near. And Mick, you're not wrong what you're saying about him. I mean, at the end of the day, isn't it? I think we all thought, you know, we nicked this deal off Juventus of all teams. And we were expecting a better player. But not being funny, I mean, like, you know, 54 in there kind of thing, and I think I can cover the pitch more than what he can.
For longer time.
I'm always suspicious when a club of that stature you know, whether it be in Italy or Spain or somewhere, and they sell you one of their players, and you think, well, there's and it's a lot of money too. Well, why would he leave a club of that stature to come and play for West Ham? No, I'm not saying West Ham's not a big club and it's the Premier League, but when you're talking about some of these teams that we've got players from in recent times,
they've
got far better history than we have of winning things.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like you was asking about, obviously, the Fernandes thing. A lot of money to pay for the Portuguese fella. Is he any good? Well, you considering they wanted 50 million, didn't they? So we've compromised with 38 million plus
4 million add-ons
kind of thing. So when you look at something like, he's under, 21? He's played for the under 21s for Portugal. So there's obviously something in that. And Southampton obviously thought he was key because to try and entice him to stay at Southampton, they either offered him the vice captaincy. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're saying kid this kid, but we all know at the moment we definitely need a bit of energy in our midfield because.
Well, we need some legs. That's what we need.
Oh man!
And we need players with a forward-thinking brain, not sideways and backwards all the time. You know, it's getting monotonous now, and we're getting caught out. You know, we got to start pushing like teams now.
And
a player like him, I don't know a lot about him, but I have seen him play a couple of times, and a player like him likes to play forward. So, you know.
That's your mate Ward-Prowse. I don't think he made hardly a forward pass in the last 2 games.
Look at that comment at the bottom there, little boy.
Yeah, it's finally happened. Garnacho to Chelsea for 40 million.
That's it.
Yeah,
wow.
So that's finally happened. So just been agreed on the TV there.
Just talking about Ward-Prowse, I see the game in the week, and I actually thought to myself, because the midfield seemed to pull much wider, I think, than I've seen them in previous games. And I actually thought, well, this is actually the area of the pitch you might want to see Ward-Prowse popping up in and delivering balls into the box. And he just didn't deliver anything at all, did he?
No.
The other side of that was that we ended up with Souček basically on the left wing, like just about the last place in the world you want to see him. I don't know.
We've had. Is that okay, Tony? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
We've had the sort of rant at Sullivan, which as I said, I don't totally agree with, but I have to say that Potter has to change. You know, as you say, when Souček's on the left and Ward-Prowse is on the right, and he has now he's brought these 2 boys in. He's really got to think about his next move because.
And Potter's played all pre-season, and the boys are about to go out the door or in front of the team in front. I mean, it's all madness. None of it makes sense.
No.
And to be fair, when he was made manager, and I on your show again, Jeff, I've said for me it's a good move. He's getting. Even I've been watching the old Sky Sports a lot last couple of I was home early, I'm watching it. And they're all saying, oh, he's a good manager, he'll get there. You've got to manage what you've got. And if you're going to, I said it earlier, you're going to be like the Rangers manager whose names escape my lips. And
Martin
Russell Martin, isn't it?
Russell Martin and Amarin. I mean, Amarin, I again said on your show, Jeff, it's a joke to sit in front of, an absolute joke to sit in front of the media when you're Manchester United manager and say we're going to go through the pain when he doesn't need to with the players he's got. So, and we're doing exactly the same at West Ham right now.
The problem is, Mick, when you look at it with Potter, the fact of stats don't lie. When you've won 5 out of 24, that's not, don't keep you in a job.
Yeah, and there's probably only about 4 draws in them.
He's a 25%. He's a 25% win ratio, and Amarin's is 23.8.
I know. Well,
and they've just spent 300 million or something.
It's the fact of he set records here, obviously, because However, Grant's probably got the old cigar in there. I think finally someone's took off me mantle. I can breathe a sigh of relief there. It's not me anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah,
one of
you
those.
know.
Michael, please. I mean, let's make sure Sullivan doesn't see this. You know, wow, Bamford has been released by Leeds. He's inbound now. He's on his way to us.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Inbound.
You know what? Like Bamford's is a really, really good player, but he's so injury prone. That's why
He is.
I know.
I mean,
But just imagine though, tomorrow afternoon, Sullivan signs him. He plays against Palace and gets a brace.
What makes me laugh about
We're all going to be going, actually, Sullivan's an actual genius.
what makes me laugh about the Bamford thing is because it's someone we've chased before, so it would be a very Sullivan thing to
It would indeed.
finally deliver the player and we perhaps don't want him anymore. A bit like Callum Wilson.
Yes. Good evening, Frog. Evening, gang. How are we all doing? Come on, you rugby five. INZ saying, all good, mate. All good. He's also adding that Tony's timing is almost bad as Anana's. Oh man, that last night really, completely mistimed the judgment of the ball coming over, and luckily enough, both his head. That's how bad he is. He couldn't even punch the back of the head of a player. He actually went through both sides with his hands through the player. That's how bad Anana is. But what do you think? I mean, I don't know. I don't believe it, but you three might tell me, and the people in the chat might tell me. Is it true that there's a rumor that we could be going for this man?
What, Anana?
Well, I think he's been bantered.
Yes.
I think he's been bantered, son. Because of the state of affairs with signing Hermanson, starting in the first 3 games, and I think it's been bantered, but I don't know if we have actually been linked to him. I haven't seen Gio, Gonzo, Russ, or Anton, or any of them guys talking about it. So
I think
I have to say, if we're talking about goalkeepers, he threw the young Hermanson under the bus there, really throwing him in after 1 week in the club. He didn't give him any time to settle. He's another decent. I don't know how decent he is, but he's pretty decent from what I've seen. The bits I've seen of him last year. He's good with his feet. And last year he was coming out and catching the ball in the air. Unfortunately, he's come out twice this year and dropped them both. So, poor management bringing him in that early.
And it is, Mick. I mean, I didn't see much of the Chelsea game, but I saw the highlights, and the fact of he's getting beaten by his positioning. One was, when he went to the near post and it was just squared across it as an easy tap in, and another one where he just completely flapped it. But I know Ariola wasn't good in the pre-season friendlies, but for the opening game of the season, you don't put someone you've just signed in who's had very little kind of game time into the opening game of the season. That was wrong on all levels in my eyes.
You had one pre-season friendly after coming back from surgery, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
And now you're straight in with a new team. And clearly the defence don't know what the fuck each other's doing anyway.
All these, I know you talk and say the goalkeeper's out of position and all of that, but, and Jeff, this is not something I'm just saying. I've said this to Jeff many times. If that midfield, whoever that midfield is not doing its job when you're defensive, the centre-halves and the fullbacks get pulled out of place, and then the keeper's looking what's covered, because a good centre-half will always cover. If there's a shot coming in, he will move across and cover that shot in, if he can. And he's probably looking, there's no one there, I've gone across, and then it's gone the other way.
Yeah.
So it's all the basics. When your midfield isn't doing its job, it fucks up the defence. And I don't know, I can't speak for the lad that was in goal. He might have looked and thought, fucking, I need to go over there. And he starts to go, it's too late, he comes back. Yeah. It's all about not playing together, understanding each other, having confidence in each other.
Of course,
none of that is in the West Ham team right now.
No. No, I mean, and as you know, Mick, you defend from the front at the end of the day.
Mhm.
Simple as that. Matt, no, we're seeing your comments. We are seeing your comments. Hopefully, it's YouTube not doing its shit assery like it did a couple of weeks ago, because that was piss poor. Good evening, Ray. How are we doing? Good evening, all. Brendan saying usual. Maybe Harry's spending time with his daughter. Yeah, hope Harry's okay, Brendan, and the gang. Let's hope everyone's. If we can reach out to him.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
heard anything to the contrary. I think, as you say, it's just spending time with the family,
nice. Yeah.
spending time doing some of his sculpting and all of that. Yeah.
Usual saying, Scammering still has the backing of the manure boardroom. They seem to be run worse than us. And Adam from Dad's Job TV. Oh, chaps, can I come on quickly before I start my stream? If you can, Budge, can you send it over to him as well?
I can indeed. I'll do that right now. Adam, stand by, son.
Good
Stand
evening,
by
Tony.
for action.
Good evening, Tony, Budgie, Jeff, Mick. You're all wonderful gentlemen. Nice joining you. Thanks for coming in as well, Colin. And here he is.
Thanks, Colin.
Good evening, Gatesy. Hope you're doing well, mate. The West Ham Massive.
Good evening, Rob. How are you, sir? Hope you're well.
Good.
Evening to everyone in the chat. I don't think I've said hello to anyone, so evening all.
You ignorant so-and-so. What's
that? Terrible. I'm enjoying a night off the comments, Tony. I'm just relaxing here.
Good.
I know.
You do that. Mark saying, Newcastle agrees 64 million deal for that striker, so Isaac off to the pool. That was interesting. Good evening, Lone Star. Good Lord. West Ham must be in handstand. Yeah, we're all doing well in that kind of thing. 42 people in the house now. Welcome with us to be on the chat. And if you can, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, not only to Hammers Football TV, but obviously to the Bowling Lounge and to Green Street Elites as well. And affiliate to Mick as well. He's with Jeff.
Adam, it's in your inbox, mate.
Thank you, mate.
It's in your inbox, Adam.
Sean, good evening. Where's the money, Lebowski? Yeah, indeed. What a great statement. Frog's going, are we going back for that goalkeeper we binned off as well? So apparently, Victor John. What do you make of that one?
Oh, I love this because Sullivan, in his wisdom, is going to ride in on his steed, resurrect the deal that Potter and McCauley fucked up after they left him at the airport the way they did, right? But not only that, he doesn't want to buy him anymore. What he wants to do, he wants to say, well, we're loaning him just for the year, yeah? And apparently, I don't think he's heard anything back from them, strangely. It's probably them two earlier that divering about.
He probably didn't have a signal in the airport, Jeff.
Oh, come on. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Everything about this window is ridiculous.
I have heard, Jeff, both folk want more money than what we're offering.
They probably want 8 million loan fee now. Could have had him for 8 million 2 weeks ago.
You know what I mean? It's you can't. Well, it's the West Ham way, as they say. You can't make it.
Is he any better than the young keeper we brought in? That's like.
Well, I don't know about that. Just
that's what I'm saying. You can buy all the players you want, but are these? You've got to improve, and I just think that young kid just needs a little bit of arm round in the next couple of weeks. Put him in. I was going to say put him in a cup game, but we're fucking out now already.
Just going to grab a drink, chaps.
Nice, Budge. Nice. Yeah, because funny. I mean, when you look at something like this, I mean, unfortunately, when we was first linked to this Victor and that, all we saw on YouTube was streams of him and the howlers he was making in goal. So we're trying to get a player in, and we're kind of showing the worst of him.
Well, but hopefully we'll get Somerville back soon as well. Yeah, I think that would be a massive addition to the team.
Yeah, it's supposed to be October, maybe. We're probably looking at November, October, apparently.
I thought it was September he was going to be.
No, I think again because he had a setback before, and because you've got to remember he waited, didn't he, to have treatment?
Yeah, Yeah, but this is still getting a long time now.
Of course it is. Of course it is. You won't recognise him, Jeff. He looked like a new player for us. That's what it'll be.
Well, I love him. I just think he's a massive addition to us when he comes back, to be fair.
Well, again, it comes back to that same old thing, doesn't it? I mean, when he does come back, it's another headache for Potter. And not being funny, and, for all this, Mick, it's a good headache to have because it gives you choice to, what I can put on here. That I can either switch off for this one, and that was like for like player, rather than looking over my shoulder and thinking yourself, I ain't got nothing on the bench here to bring on.
Well, I like the fact that he could play him and Diouf together going forward. That's
I think that's going to be a great thing. Yeah, great thing.
Combination.
Rob was asking question: if signing Fernandes, Magassa, and Timber means we need to move on one of Paqueta, Souček, or Potts, who goes and why? Great question.
Can I ask a question on top of that question? And thank you, Rob. That's a good question. Are we talking about Timber that used to play for Arsenal? Julian Timber.
This is
twin brother.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
There's apparently
You're shitting me.
no.
Brother.
He's got two other brothers, and one's a twin. Yeah.
Oh, for goodness sakes! All right, okay.
My
I don't know anything about this guy, so if anybody can fill me in a little bit about him, but I think if we were just talking about Fernandes and Magassa, and then we need to move on one of the three that he mentions, I think it has to be, for me, Souček, purely and simply because he's the least capable of the three players that he's mentioned in our system. That's just how it in a Potter system. I think Potts works better, and I think Paqueta works better in a Potter system. So I think that would be my answer. I don't know much about Timber, and I don't know where he plays.
The word you used there was perfect. He works better in the system, right? Souček's got a bigger heart than Paqueta will ever have.
Yeah.
He might be a better footballer, talented wise. Yeah, Paqueta, and I did say it on Jeff's show, I think before Christmas last year. If he ever plays for West Ham again, for me, it's too soon. Yeah, because he scored a great goal with his head, but any centre forward who got a cross like that would have scored that, to be fair. So yes, it was a good finish, and he was in the position. You can't take that away from him. Yeah. But any of our centre forwards would have put that in the back of the net. So all we had to do is put your head on it. And the goal he scored against Chelsea, if the keeper was any fucking good, he'd have saved it anyways. He went with his wrong hand. Yeah.
Well, so, you say our forwards would have done it, Mick, but unfortunately they had to wait till the 85th minute to come on. I don't think they were much choice at that point. Jesus, man.
If you study Paqueta during the game, the amount. If you done a stat with one of the television shows and actually put completed passes or chances made of things they do, he plays a ball. It's 1 in 4, 1 in 5. That's a good pass. One of them. Yeah. When he has to work really, really hard, like he had to against Wolves in the second half, he's on the floor. He gave away again, like he's done on numerous occasions now. When the second goal, when he's on the floor going, he got hit here.
Yeah, I see.
He got hit here, and he's like, and he's getting up going because he doesn't want to do the hard graft. Fuck him off. If you get 30, 40 million for him, you can get 10 million for him.
I get that. I do get that.
He ain't got the art.
Jeff, what is your answer to this one as well?
Not as straightforward as Mick's. I find it a bit more difficult than just fucking off the cat. But I'd keep Potts out of all of them for sure. He's the future.
Yep.
Right?
Definitely.
So I don't want to offload him. I kind of get the arguments for and against Paqueta and for and against Souček. I think Souček, he bleeds claret and blue. He'll throw everything on the line for you. He scores goals. He's a nuisance. There's a role for him. And if you ask him to be a squad player, he'd take on that role because he does whatever you ask him to do. Run through that wall, Thomas. Okay, boss. Yeah, that's what he's like. Yeah. Paqueta gives you a little bit of magic, right? When he produces it, he absolutely does.
Yeah.
Paqueta could change a game in an instant when he wants to, or maybe not when he wants to, but on occasions he definitely can. But all that falling around on the floor and not having the heart of Souček is very true. If you're talking about getting 50 or 60 million for for Paqueta, I'd say take it.
No one would pay that for him anyway.
No, but what I'm talking, that's what they're banding around. So
When you ask him about a bit of magic, yeah, tell me the last time he bossed a game. He actually bossed a game, and
he hasn't done it for. He hasn't done it for.
He hasn't done it now for 2 years.
And here's the other thing:
he came into the team and he had like a brilliant first 3, 4, 5 months, and since then, I know he had his after, but that wasn't in the. It came later. The stuff with the betting.
He's always played in spells. That's the thing with Paqueta. He has a spell, and he's magic, and then he has spells, and he's abject, and then he has spells, and he's magic. So he's very inconsistent that way with his performances. I agree with that.
All right. So if you were to ask yourself this question, and oh my head, what's wrong with
everything, Jason? Anyway,
what's the boy that was the French guy that left us when Village was manager?
Payet.
If you compared his input in his time compared to Paqueta, yeah, it's chalk.
He influenced more games, yeah.
It's chalk and cheese, yeah.
Right.
And by the way, Village is out of work again, lads. If we're looking for someone to.
Oh mate, yeah, please bring him back.
Yeah, he was on Talksport this afternoon.
Let me ask you guys on the panel just quickly a question. Just give me a name. Don't have to give me a reason. Who is the player in West Ham's squad at the moment that is most likely to be nominated for a Ballon d'Or?
If you tell me it's Guido Rodriguez and that, I'll be laughing my head off all the way through this show.
What is this, an opinion piece, or are we supposed to?
Yeah, an opinion.
Actually,
I think you've taken that a bit high level, maybe player of the year.
No, but like, I'm not necessarily meaning while they play for West Ham.
Well, I think Bowen's our best player at football. I think he gives them.
So you think he's most likely to be out of our current squad? He would be the most likely player that would be nominated for a Ballon d'Or.
If I'm perfectly honest.
Do you know who I think it is?
I'd probably go with that as well, Jeff. To be fair,
I'd be difficult to argue against it, but I think it's Luis Guilherme.
We'll see.
I think that boy, in about 3 or 4 years' time, is going to be absolutely mustard. You watch. I've watched him play.
I thought you were talking about current team playing now.
Well, I said current squad.
Well, in that case, Budge, I mean, hopefully we don't destroy him by that stage, because it won't happen. I mean,
that's absolutely bloody true, Tone.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Jason's saying sell on his own, doing this because he has to, not because he wants to. That's where the problem lies. I mean, if he's forced into it and he dips his hands in his pockets, they could put a little bit of a smile on your face, because you know he don't like doing it at the best of times. So let's get these deals over the line.
Going back to the Village thing, don't get Village in. I loved it when Village was here. Right, I think they turned him right over, and this is the point. They destroyed. Did you see the state of that man when he left this football club?
Yeah,
they destroyed him. I wouldn't wish him to go through that again.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah.
True, absolutely true.
I
mean, we look at it from our own perspective.
Yeah.
We don't really consider the fact that he's got to deal with, Billy Smart's, circus and everything that goes with that. We don't actually consider that when we say, oh, let's get such and such a person or whatever.
He was a shadow of himself when he went.
He was, absolutely.
I mean, funny
also bringing us into the London Stadium where, everyone expected a massive season at the last season, which he gave. By the way, he gave, and maybe that just took too much out of him. But I don't know if it's coming off your agenda or not here, but I don't believe at the end of at the end of the international break that Potter will be our manager. To be honest, and don't know if anyone's got any names on their lips for that. I don't think he's. To me, he's crumbled already. You see his face. He's had players brought in that perhaps he doesn't want. Maybe doesn't want these two, because if he did, there'd have been deals done by now. So everyone said the Sullivan's gone out and gone, right, that's it. Fuck it. There's two central mid players for you. So if we get a heavy battering on the weekends, then I just can't see him being there, to be honest.
Well, the ironic one for me, Mick, is when we play the week after, when we play Spurs, and you can just see it now, can't you? Mm-hmm. It's written in the stars that Kudos is going to put one against us, and that'll be
a couple of assists.
You know, no, the assists don't bother me. It's more the fact that he'll score against us, and you can see what he's going to do, Budge. He's going to do all that shit. And
if he tries to sit on a stool, someone is going to try and wrap it around his head, isn't they?
Yeah,
seriously.
Of course they are, mate. Of course.
If he runs over the touchline, gets one of them little stools.
All I do is get cut legs and just sit. Yeah, that was a disgrace, wasn't it? This is the way I've always wanted to be. You know, just go quietly, boy.
Oh, look. Sorry to interrupt there. I mean, Trosh's got a good point. Maybe the protest walk people were organising on Twitter scares Sully, which was for the September the 20th. Who knows?
I want to go to that.
Well, it said thousands probably would have gone with no signings. So interesting. Rob, thank you very much for doing this, sir. It says, guys, please like the stream, make a comment, share this to your socials and subscribe. All these actions are free, absolutely free. They take seconds and helps grow the channel. Thank you very much, sir, as well. And don't forget, people.
Cheers, Rob. Thanks, mate. I hope everybody's well at your end, by the way, mate.
No, of course, mate. I mean, obviously, the main thing is, if you haven't already, make sure you also go to the West Ham Massive and do exactly the same as well, please. Lone Star is saying, Mateus Fernandez, 40 million, Monaco midfielder, Songutu Magassa, 21 for a fee of about 17.3 million. So, yeah, good. That's what we want to see. We want to actually kind of get some youngsters in for a change rather than the pensioners club.
How old is Fernandez? Is he 19, 20, is he?
I think he's
22,
21, I think he is, something like that.
Is he?
Yeah, he's coming up. Yeah.
Good evening to Michael Chelsea. Evening, ladies. Yeah. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is also available. Yes, he's obviously been released as well. So, and the show's not the show without having this man in there. Good evening, David Sullivan. I always do a magnificent job. I thank you. So, of course, appreciate that. Frog says the wealthiest people I've ever known have all claimed poverty. That's how they're rich. That's how they're rich at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Lindelof to West Ham. Bloody hell, man. Just because you're releasing your players to Arsenal. Hey,
Michael, I was beginning to really like you. Stop it.
Well, look, Brendan's already said it to me. Look, he's shaking the silver spoons at him.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll probably let myself in for a load of pelters here now. But we could absolutely do with a Harry Maguire type.
Harry Maguire.
Oh, God.
In the middle of
oh, why? I can't believe you said that.
Well,
the quickest, but
no one can head a ball, but he fucking can, I tell you.
He can hit 5 at a time, you nutcase.
He needs to cover all the other rest of the
He can land a jump jet on his head.
Oh, he must shit himself when he goes to the beach and that. They think it's an aircraft carrier suddenly come on.
You know what I mean?
No, honestly, you need, if it ain't him, you need someone like him. Yeah, I mean, Dorsey's probably just too old now, but you need someone in there that's just going to gel it all together. And Maguire has been captain of Man United. He's played for England. He's still only 33. He's still one of the best in the air. Look at the Everton centre half.
And I would imagine he's probably got one of the highest rates of own goals as well.
Yeah, look at how Tarkowski's performing for Everton.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the age doesn't matter as centre half.
Might even have a threat in the other box from a corner or a free kick all of a sudden as well. Strangely,
there's that. I mean, don't forget. I mean, how old was O'Connor before we got rid of him?
Yeah.
Was he 38? Was he?
Yeah.
I'm with Jeff on that.
It's a non-conversation.
We're talking about signing him
because he won't come. He's already said he won't come, and
exactly.
It's not going to happen. Exactly. But we need that kind of character. That's what we need.
What about old? What's his name? Is it Byrne? The old, the big old lump at Newcastle.
Dan Burn,
Oh
Dan
yeah,
Byrne.
Dan Burns.
It wouldn't be a bad thing.
he's all right, old fashioned. He'd win headers.
Yeah.
For sure.
He don't have to jump the win headers, does he?
What was that big old lump that used to play for Brighton?
His heels.
Dunk, was it? Dunk.
He's still there, still playing, isn't he?
He's still there as well, yeah. He's still playing at
I mean, look, you know, I'm like, he might be 30, 31 now, but like, so was Dawson. And Dawson was a fucking revelation at this club.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, somebody like Lewis Dunk, you know, they're the kinds of players maybe for a defender, maybe we should have one of them kind of players. You know, because look how well settled the younger players were once Zuma or Dawson was playing. The younger players seemed to settle really well with that older, more experienced player behind them, with them.
You need a balance. You definitely need a balance, without a doubt. You know, agent and the youth.
I mean, for all his faults, I thought Zuma was a real calming influence in our defence. He was a little bit erratic, yes, I agree. But I thought that, you know, he gave other players a bit more confidence.
The problem with Zuma was he didn't move with the rest of his legs.
No, that's true. But here's the thing. You don't know what you got till you lose it. And when Zuma went, there was a very big Zuma-shaped hole in that defence.
Yes, it was. And that threat in the opposition box on the corner.
He couldn't keep going, and his knees were absolutely. He could barely walk.
I mean, look, out of a centre back with no legs, I reckon we got out of all the seasons that he played for us, I reckon he must have got somewhere near double figure goals. Somewhere near.
You think of the state.
We actually
got good service out of it.
Yeah, true.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. We got brilliant service out of him.
Colin, we've literally covered this on Pot. I think you know, we've all agreed he is on borrowed time now. If you don't get it within the next couple of, I think he will be unfortunately out the door. Words of picture saying players lose value because of the team who manages Sully buys wrecks their value. Well, hopefully these ones he's getting in should be pretty decent. Colin, if you look at if you took an anchor and put a big W on top of it, that's what I think of Potter.
Oh, there you go. He played 4 years for us.
Yeah.
Curtis Over played 4 years, got 6 goals.
6 goals.
Yeah. I wasn't far off, but yeah.
Not bad stats for him.
And I bet 5 of them were headers.
More than likely. I think there's one he shot
Sorry.
about it.
Sorry, Tony. I interrupted.
No worries, mate. I'm just saying good evening to Stone Island Geezer. He's saying evening. All in irons. Hope that's good.
Stone Island. Evening, mate.
Low Star said, ever alert Budgie sharper than the West Ham front line? Of course.
He's younger.
Yeah. Evening, Mandy. Hope you're doing well. Hi, everyone. I'll be confident the 2 signings with Potter in charge will keep us up. Ooh.
Mandy, I love your confidence, but not so sure.
In answer to that, from my point of view, if he changes the system and goes a 4-3-2-1 or something like that, but has a solid back four. I don't know if anyone aware of the spat that Martin O'Neill's been having with Andrews at Brentford. Have you noticed that on the social media?
No, I don't know about that.
So basically, when O'Neill was manager of Ireland, Keith Andrews was doing TV, and he just said like that basically Ireland are boring. Martin O'Neill only wants to defend and blah blah blah. And Martin O'Neill come back in the week, as obviously now Brentford have gone into that line. And he said, he said, football hasn't changed. He said, I've been in football for 50 years. He said, it hasn't changed. He said, the first and foremost thing you have to be is solid. He said, the rest of it with all your buzzwords, you know, high press, he said, you have to be solid. He said, so no matter what he says about me in the past, he's doing exactly what I done when I came onto a team that was difficult to win games with. I made us solid, and that's true, and that's what Potter needs to do. If he makes us solid, we have got players in Bowen, dare I say it, Paqueta, who could, Somerville, Yeah, players like that can make a difference. Do you feel make a difference?
Maybe a Galermi might feature once his shoulders a bit better.
And even Fulcrook and Callum Wilson, all jokes aside, yeah, Callum Wilson, when he's playing well, he will score goals, and so will Fulcrook. Yeah, you know,
Fulcrook and Wilson. If we make chances for them in the box, either of them will score goals, right? If we create the chances, they will score goals. They are finishers.
But if you're going to be a stubborn bastard and just do it your way and not worry about the rest, what's going to happen? Oh, well, you've got to play this way. It's not going to work.
No, it's not going to happen, is it? Big up to Rich99 Arsenal. Big up, Rich. How are you doing? Well, Tony, big up. Smash the like, sub. Big up, panel. Big up the chat. Who can your next manager be? I have no clue anymore. Mick, you asked that kind of question. The one thing I've been looking at, and I don't know if anyone else has kind of noticed it, seems to be a little bit of unhappiness going on down in Bournemouth's land. And they've sold a couple of players, and there's a couple more on the way out. So I'll go in for Areola.
That's every day of the week.
That's my shot. You know, Thomas Frank was mine first of all, but you know.
The only thing with Areola is he does like the 3-4-3 system a lot himself. But again, he'd have to come in and bring players in that can do that. He can't come in with the squad we've got.
But I think he's a better manager.
Adaptable manager. Yeah.
I mean, not being funny, when you think Potter's had 2 years off since the Chelsea thing. You know, he's done his psychology and all this business. So really, he should have been, you know, rejuvenated and come out with new ideas, especially the fact you're going
or taking a job at a university teaching.
Well, there's probably that as well, Budge. But surely, you know, he should have had more acumen to come into a club like us and understand what about.
He's shown none of it, mate. He's shown none of it.
Would I like to see him be a success? Absolutely, I would. For him,
sorry,
can't see it though.
Sorry,
can I ask a question, Tony? Is that all right?
Yeah, of course.
What is success for West Ham this year? It's not the Carabao Cup, so don't say that.
If it's Karen Brady, it's to have another year in the Premiership so we can celebrate because we're in 15 years in the Premier League. Yeah. That's her view. For West Ham, I think if you look at it, considering what happened last year with Lopetegui and obviously then Potter coming in, we've got to just literally put that season to bed. And this season is where we've got to really show that we have forgotten about what happened there. With all them players we signed in, which didn't work, as we all know, and Potter, when he first came in, it looked like this could be good. But I think it was more because we was used to what Lopetegui did. This season is where he's really got to show what he can do with this team. And unfortunately, the 2 games so far, plus the cup game, is showing that, you know, he hasn't learned nothing in that respects. Because if that was the case, that game on Tuesday against Wolves, we should be in the next round. If you got it right in the first place. But really, for me, he should look at the bigger picture and think, if we kind of get something right with this team, then there's a chance that we will finish from, you know, personally between 12th and 14th, if you got it right, in you know, with his tactics. But unfortunately, we've seen it in systems where against Arsenal at the Emirates, we won that 1-0. At Liverpool, it was going to end up as draw. He then made changes and we lose it 2-1. It's these kind of things he does in certain games where he makes the wrong substitution where we could have come out with either a point or we actually win the game and all of a sudden, we lose it because of the way he changes things. And you've seriously got a question. I mean, I think you said it just earlier on. When you look at Potter's face now, you could see that, you know, like we saw at Chelsea, slowly but surely the life's being sucked out of him because he's running out of ideas. But that's my opinion on it.
Well, I think the thing with Potter,
sorry, Jeff, just interesting with the substitutions. When we went just as he went 2-1 up, he was bringing on Urban, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Instead of Potts, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And then we scored. Leave it. It's fine. We won now. You know, it's like.
And yes,
and he was bringing on Irving to change the game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, all of it's wrong. But anyway, back to sorry, Tony.
Let me just add on to what Mick was saying there because it's a good shout, Mick. Because this is where it shows you where he felt too comfortable because obviously Carl Walker-Peters delivered a great ball in the box we put it in the back of the net. Bowen does exactly the same, and you could see him thinking, "That's enough now. We get it over the line."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Well, because I did a watch along for it, 70th minute, we should have been looking at doing changes then." Yeah, that would have been more appropriate. But as I said earlier, 85th minute, and you're bringing on 2 forwards.
Yeah,
and you
because
take
we
these big
conceded
players
the
off.
3rd goal, and it was absolute kitchen sink desperation tactics by that stage.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Jeff. It's just too, that's, he's a Premier League manager, but at best, he'll struggle to be a championship player the way he's doing things at the moment. And he is really I don't think if he gets sacked, I doubt very much you'll see him back in the Premier League.
The thing is, I was going to say about Potter, right? The best he's done for us when he first arrived, and the longer he's been here, the worse we've actually become. Culminating in the way we've started the season here, which we are absolutely awful. Right? There's no question he's made us worse. It's not partly, I think it's the way he sets us up. But here's the thing, getting back to that game. We went 2-1 up, he didn't make the substitutions. But the thing is, we came out, got the goal. But once we got the goal, they were actually trying to win it. They were the better team. We got our 2nd goal against the run of play. Yeah. He still sat there and watched it all unravel for the entirety of that half, the way he did. How can you do that?
Complacency's got to play a major part of that.
I'm not a knee-jerk, get him out kind of I'm usually a bit more, give the guy a bit of time. When he came in, I thought there was a bit of as soon as he came in the door, I felt there was a Potter out agenda before it even started. And I thought that was a bit
I'd never wanted him in myself.
But I thought it was a bit rough on him to be trying to get him out before it even started. I feel like there has been a bit of an underlying current. But he ain't helping himself. This is not good enough. And how can you defend him? What can you offer? He needs to go. The sooner. I don't even think, maybe, with these 3 midfielders coming, it miraculously changes our team and it all comes good. I'll eat my words and go, oh, what a great coach he is. I got it all wrong. But I just don't see that. Yeah. I don't see that in this team. So I actually feel like it's now the sooner the better chance for us to salvage our season and not have to have an absolute firefighter come in to do the job. That's what we're going to get.
We don't need Sam Allardyce or Sean Dyche coming in.
Or someone like, because you talk about Iraola there at Bournemouth. I'm not against that. I mean, I'd love it. But here's the thing, right? How much does it cost?
Unlikely.
How much does it cost to get him out of there?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the other thing, isn't it?
Does anyone know?
We'll have to find out how long he's left in his contract.
That's only a part of it, right? Because he's paid off, and now he's got to pay Potter and his stuff off, and now he's got to pay to get Iraola out of. It's just not happening, is it? It's just the reality is he's not doing that.
It's a fair shout. Good evening, more folks. Apparently, there's. Hold on, Budgie, let me just say this one. He's apparently saying there's more players coming. Possibly another midfielder, a striker, and maybe even a centre back.
All right. Can I just say I saw in the chat a message from Mama Flotty. Good evening, Mama. She's had a fall in the garden. She's banged her head on a plant pot. But she's okay now. She's on the mend. Hopefully you're well, Mama. Take it easy.
Thanks for letting us know. I'll get with the chat in a minute.
In answer to your question, Mick, sorry, about what would I consider to be success this season? As we've all kind of intimated, I would like a change in coaching management staff, and nothing less than 12 would do me. I'm sorry, but I think we've been fucking about for too long. Excuse my language, but I think we need to. I think we need to have an aim, and I think that the higher the aim, the better we'll be at going for it. So for me, 12th.
Mm.
That would be a successful season.
Yeah. Rob saying, in my opinion, Juve looks good in pre-season because he's had time and space to operate different dynamics in competitive football. He remains to be convinced, though, however, I hope he succeeds. Early days, but I think what we've seen of him so far, it does look.
I've seen him play.
And he looks like
I've seen him play internationally a few times, as I said before.
Yeah, he looks good, doesn't he?
We get a boy like that. He's a good.
And he looks like a team player, regardless of who the team is around him.
Yeah.
He looks like a team player, so that's always a positive, you know.
I've seen a few be a bit critical of saying, he's not so good defensively. One thing another friend. Actually, I think that's a little bit harsh on the lad. He hasn't been here 5 minutes, and I don't think he's performed defensively too bad at all. I don't think he's really been overly exposed where you can look at him and go, oh, he's having a stinker and he's always out of position. And he's a young lad coming into a team. Ain't been here for. I think he's doing okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give him time. Give him time. I think he's just
what he's playing in at the moment. He is doing brilliantly. Yeah. He gives 100% for the whole of the game, and he tries to get forward. He tries to get back. He tries to push in the midfield. For a young kid coming into the biggest league in the world, he's doing brilliantly. In my opinion.
Colin's asking about, do you feel we've changed to a 4-3-3 system? I doubt it very much.
Well, again, that won't suit the players he's got, for my opinion.
Yeah.
Not
I mean,
unless
going
you've got
back to
some real
back. Yeah. I would say, going back to the game on Tuesday, I mean, Ariola got a bit of stick because obviously, kicking, it's the fact of, would you say he defended the goal well? By kicking, he used his feet.
Tony, sorry to interrupt you, but I've just
sure,
at the bottom of the chat there about some sound issues. I think it's all of them. So I don't know if you can do anything about that, or it's just an internet thing.
It sounds like there's some rustling in the background. There's a noise constantly. That's I've noticed that.
Yeah, I can hear that. You want me to pop in and out in case it's me?
Oh, just put it on mute. Put yourself on mute. Let's see what it is. That's all you have to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it's you.
I can still hear it.
I'm muting myself.
I muted it.
I've muted myself and I can still hear it.
Right, hang on, let me mute. Hang on, where the bloody hell's my mouse gone? There it is.
There it goes. It's Budgie.
Yeah, that's gone, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's you, Budge. You're the one who's got the kind of.
All right, okay. Well, I will only put my mic on when I'm about to talk.
Okay, mate. So I think that's what it could be. So going back on the Ariola thing, it's the fact that
sorry,
as much as he
I don't know if it's. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know,
people,
if you can. It's just that it was a reactionary or inactive consequence of the midfield players that never reacted when Ariola Canada. I think the first was it their second goal. He managed time, and then made it. They've gone ahead, and then Australian Larson had exactly the same situation. He's managed to block the shot with his foot. It's cannoned back in again, and it's an easy one again. So outfield players are not doing. The mix said it earlier on. It's them that should be doing that job as well. Goalkeeper get himself back up quickly, but not enough to block the shot. But this is where we're a bit too slow at the moment, and I think unfortunately, when you look at most the games we've played so far, teams have cottoned on to how we are. And we think Forest, they've got some big players early, and we're going to. Do you agree on that, gents?
Yeah, we're going to get battered. I think we've still got issues, though, Tony. Everyone's saying that it's all of us. And
interesting.
We're cutting in and out. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop out, not out of the stream, but on just mute myself for a minute and see if you can sort that out.
Yeah.
And I'll pop back in a second.
Can you hear anything? Because I can't. Like, I haven't got no interference.
Yeah, I can hear like a.
Well, I've
background.
just literally put my microphone back on. Is it any
I'm just hearing
worse?
it fine again. I'm going to mute it again.
It's gone there. Yeah, it's gone quiet now, Mick, as well. Now you've muted.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's just the fact that this multiple inputs.
No, it's designed for it now. I mean, well, we've had it
It might
a
be
couple of weeks
one
back,
you
you know,
You never know.
there's something going on.
We're having to sign up to everything just to try and get the stream going. For God's sake, the things we've done for you lot. I
Good
swear to
evening,
God.
Arsenal Manic, as well.
I'll tell you what, should we quickly throw that little video up? We'll have a little chat about that,
Yeah.
and then we can get back to more important stuff in a minute.
Yeah.
Should we do that?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Been an hour.
Let me just come up to.
Sorry, gents.
the
I've
last
got an early morning again in the morning, so I'm going to have to jump out. But thank you for inviting me into chat. Thank you for everyone that joined the
always,
chat
Mick.
and your comments. So, yeah, enjoy the rest of the evening.
Nice to see you again, Nick.
Thanks
Cheers,
again,
Mick.
boys.
Take it
care.
easy. Ta-da, mate. Bye now.
Hello, mate. Take care.
Oh, come out of the bug now.
Little red button down bomb.
There we go.
Right.
All the best.
He's
Yeah,
found it.
he said, I was going to say kicking out. So.
Victor Boniface linked with us again. Faults. Yeah, I mean, we covered it earlier, Rob, but I think it's just kind of poor again from us. And, you know,
Striker, yes. On the face.
Yeah. I mean,
Dortmund or somewhere he's with, isn't he?
yeah, injured again. Another one is injured, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I think he's another one who's had an injury as well.
Right. Okay.
Lowe's Arsenal said Edin Terzic and Roberto Mancini available. I mean, Terzic.
You know what? I would actually go with Mancini. I would actually get behind him because I think he's got the passion. He showed that well enough at City, you know.
Yeah,
that he's got the passion. So
Rob's coming in with a shot and saying, not sure about John Victor is a good move. He's 29, but only has 156 career matches and was Valladod's backup 2 years ago. Roberto Mark III. We already have Roberto Mark II.
yeah, no, thanks for that.
Man.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's get this up. So we're gonna, as always, we're gonna show you one of these and that, and let us know your comments on this particular gentleman as well, because I think he was everyone's favourite. This man.
Something to cheer you guys up just a tiny little bit, perhaps.
Here we go.
And Jeff, it'll cheer you up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just a little bit of a shorter video this time round, unfortunately.
Frank McAvenny, man.
Yeah. Well, as you saw with that last picture in that little video, I've actually met the man. I've met him twice now, actually, but that was the longest occasion I met him, and that was shortly after the 3-2 game against Chelsea at the London Stadium when Masuaku scored that beautiful goal. We all know where that was supposed to be going, but hey, it went in the net. So that was literally shortly after that game. But McAvenny has given every single West Ham player older than 35, 40-year-old a moment of absolute, ecstatic enjoyment, surely, because that man scored plenty of goals for us.
Most definitely. Yeah, I agree on that. Good evening, Peter, as well. He said he'll give Southampton the full 50 million they wanted, provided they take JWB back as well. Absolutely. And good evening, Neil. Evening. So we're getting new midfielders, and Potter will finally drop JWP. Will he drop him? Let's hope so. I mean, we all know about the saga with McAvenny. I mean, how he was signed. It's done on the quiet, and it was done in a little chef.
Yeah.
Tenant and service, I think it was. Yeah, so that just imagine doing that. Greasy spoon calf, and then you're signing a player like that.
Different age, huh?
Yeah,
I know. But what you got to remember also is that he had such a golden spell in his first spell at West Ham. When we signed him to Celtic, it was for monetary reasons. It weren't because he wanted to go. He wasn't, asking for a transfer as such. The club were kind of pushing him out the door. And, I mean, if anybody's ever seen any of his interviews, he quite openly says that he didn't want to go. But he had a great time at Celtic, got titles, whatever. But he was relieved and happy to come back to West Ham because he knew he'd come back to a place where he was loved and revered, by the fans, as much as he was at Celtic. So, he said that was a period of his career where he was at his happiest because he knew that he was kind of like the fans' number one guy, and I think he thrived in his first spell, not so prolific in his second, but like it said on the little legend I'd written out there weren't any stats for assists for those times, and I looked at a few different places, including Transfermarkt and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I could make out, they reckon that he would have had over 40 assists for West Ham.
Wow.
So, along with all the goals that he scored.
Yeah, it was a match making heaven with him and Cotty, wasn't it? That's the key thing. Yeah, I mean, that was.
Yeah.
And
that's the best partnership in modern history.
Yeah,
for our football club, in my
for West Ham, yeah, definitely.
In my opinion.
Yeah, well, I think we'll all agree on that, Jeff. That because when you think about it, we're at them goals in that. I mean, it was only a couple of games we lost in that we could have. Who knows? Could have actually won the title back in the day.
Yeah, I love
Fresh Sean saying here, we've now put in a bid for Bristol City centre back Drew Peacock. His dad Gavin played for QPR, Chelsea, and Newcastle.
I remember Gavin Peacock. In fact, I had his autograph.
Yeah, he went. I like
it. Good info, Sean. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, thanks for that. And Anthony would be very unhappy with nick him off of Bristol City. Even though he's a Bristol Rovers supporter, but don't let him know.
Are you familiar with him, Tony?
Anthony will be. I've heard about him and that because I know Anthony's mentioned him a couple of times. He don't seem to be a player. But,
if he's anything of a player like his dad was, I don't know if any of you remember him, but Gavin Peacock was a real decent player in his day. He weren't like a Ballon d'Or player. He weren't a world beater. He was just a solid, reliable midfielder, I believe he was. Was he a midfielder or was he a centre back? Actually, he could have been. I can't remember exactly what his position was, but I just remember him being solid and reliable. My brother's a Chelsea fan. He's often spoke about Gavin Peacock.
Yeah.
In high regard, always in high regard. So,
always mentioned,
if his boy's anything like him, then yeah.
Should be good.
You know?
Should be, hopefully be a good sign if it's true. As Budgie said,
Yeah.
Mama Flossie's in the house, and good evening, all. Mama Flossie, good to see you in that. And yeah, sorry about the you bash yourself up a little bit. Hopefully, a speedy recovery, and we'll see you fit and fighting again. Especially when we play each other, and that we're going to do that watch along. So don't make sure you're ready for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you put all your flower pots away before the start of the show.
So look at that. So Stone Island Geezer saying this was the league's best player last season. He's 6'5" and he can catch a ball. Why we didn't go for him is stupid. So many times didn't want him. Tim Vickery said he's a beast of a man. That's John Victor. Interesting. Yeah. Let me catch up with some of the chat. Everyone's saying like each other, which is always nice, and it's good to see everyone welcoming Mama Flossie back into the house. So you could feel that it'd be nice, 6'5". That's what we want.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Rob saying that I've heard some of always back for the Spurs today from Russ from West Ham Network.
That'd be good if he is.
Oh.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He won't play though.
No.
Shit.
Nah, he'd probably be on the bench.
Yeah. Where's he going to play him?
This would be the interesting thing, Jeff. It's how he's going to fit these players in when they come back.
That's what gets me. If he plays the way he does and he doesn't change it, I don't know.
I know. Wasim, good to see you as well. Evening, lads, and all in the chat. Hope you're keeping well, Wasim.
Wasim, good evening, sir.
Oh, there you go. Mark was saying the same thing. Yeah, some have all penciled in for the Spuds if all goes well, Tony. Just wondering where he fits in the Potter system. Yeah, I think we all in agreement on this because, where'd you put Diouf then if that's the case?
Yeah, I mean, is Diouf's defensive ability good enough to put him where a Gerd is at the moment on the left-hand side of the three? If he's not going to change his system. Is Diouf good enough for there? Or, failing that, would you play Somerville there? Probably not.
No.
Probably not. But would you play Somerville as a central midfielder?
No.
He might.
No.
He might, though.
He's too stick thin for it, for one. I mean, if anything, if Diouf plays behind, like in the Agurd position, especially if Agurd may be off, because I think there's someone's going to go. Sunderland, of all teams I've heard today, maybe going for Agurd.
I don't know about that.
But if that is the case, though, you can then play Diouf there. Not being funny, then there's a link-up play between him and Somerville where Diouf can run past. You got Somerville to the cover.
That would be the hope, wouldn't it? Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Anthony, big up to yourself, mate. Evening, big up the lads. He's saying.
I can't see him playing Diouf in that role. I think it's a big ask of a young lad to do that. Having said that, he did play Skulls there one of the pre-season games, didn't he? So I don't know, but I don't see that kind of combination down that left-hand side personally. Not from Potter anyway. If he changed the formation,
it's a different
you
story.
could see Diouf and then Somerville in front of him. Yeah. I really like the idea of that, but he's going to play him as a wing-back. I don't really like that.
I
don't like it with Guilherme either. He's done that with Guilherme in pre-season.
Yes, yeah.
I don't like Guilherme there either.
No, it's true. We'll be on the chat to catch up. I mean, look, Arsenal is saying it's Quinton Timber final.
Okay, thank you.
So
if it's a twin in that, when we do play Arsenal, and that, can we swap the players and see if they notice a difference? Just for shits and giggles. Good evening, Eamon. How are we doing? Suchek scores more.
Not if Quinton's better than Jurian.
Well, apparently, maybe. Yeah, hopefully that's the case. Suchek scores more, so how does he not work better than the other two? It's an interesting one, isn't it? When Rob mentioned Timber, I'm thinking of I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Sleep all night and work all day. Jason saying Suchek scores too many goals for us to let him go. Yes, this is the thing. I mean, like Suchek is 30, trying to take what money we can. I agree on that as well, Neil. I mean, every player has their day at some point. Don't get me wrong, he's been a great service, as Jeff said. Maybe we need to change certain things.
I think it's a tough one, the Suchek thing.
I wanted to make a point earlier, actually. a couple of moments ago when you said that Guilherme, no, not Guilherme, sorry, Somerville is too stick thin to play the central midfield role. I agree with that. I do agree. But then I thought about it, and that's why I'm thinking Guilherme rather than Somerville because he's better built than that. Remember how big or how small Lanzini was when he arrived? He weren't exactly hench, was he? To be fair.
Yeah, it's
And,
true.
him and Payet ran that midfield. So, I mean, players like that can adapt their play, especially players like Guilherme and Somerville.
Yeah.
Somerville played all over the park for Leeds.
This is true. Sorry to interrupt you. I mean, I've just seen a thing on here on Sky Sports.
Yeah, go on.
Rangers fan board call for Martin's dismissal. So they've actually issued us a statement already.
Oh.
Forward time. Arsenal Manic saying Timber plays as midfielder for Fine. If he's anything like his brother at Arsenal, then you've got a decent player there. That would be very nice. Stone Island Geezer saying, is it true we're after Ivan Panda? Whole keeper, he's a big, strong keeper. It's getting. I mean, I don't know if you saw it used to last night. Apparently, it was announced that we've seen 2 today, but Sullivan apparently has gone out for 11 players.
Yeah, probably expecting I only get a positive response from maybe 3 of them or 4 of them.
But
most of them are going to look at him and go, "I'll leave it out, mate. Come on."
You've got to think one of them's John Victor at the football club. He already fucked off once this window.
Yep.
So I just wonder how many other football clubs you think they never do business with us. Let's just put an offer in. I could say I put an offer in because there's no way.
I wonder if Basuma at Tottenham's one of them players.
Well, if it's the case of,
I wouldn't mind that. I'll tell you, I wouldn't mind that.
There is the talks of with the Paqueta thing and that, a swap deal.
I wouldn't even mind that. I'd go with it.
Who knows?
I think he'd be a lot more useful to us than Paqueta is right now.
Paqueta and Kudus to Spurs, though.
I know, Jeff. That would be the bit of pill to swallow.
Yeah, that does stick in the throat bad time. But.
That's the thing, isn't it? Good evening, Fly Fox Pro. Good to see you as well. Even saying Peeps keep knocking Suchek, but the fella scored. In fact, it was thanks to his goals it helped to stay up last season. Very true. Paqueta and JWP didn't even match, even have 8 assists between them. I mean, look, for me, I like Suchek, and Jeff summed him up in a nutshell. He's a typical old school West Ham blue, claret and blue man at the end of the day. He's given his heart and soul for the club. I think it's just a case of, because of the age coming on and that, and we want to kind of, well, hopefully we want to kind of go on with more of a youth thing because we need to see them play. He's going to be more maybe an impact player, bring him on in so many minutes, get the ball into the box, he'll get the headers. That could be a
I would not be averse to him having a contract until the end of his playing career, as long as he's happy to play that squad role. Yeah, I would not. If that was the case, if he came out and said that in a press conference, I would not want to get rid of him at all. At all. I would want to keep him at the club and offer him a coaching role as soon as his playing days are over. Because that man, as you guys have said, bleeds claret and blue. He's bled for the claret and blue. And, for me, he epitomises what it means to pull that shirt on, right? For real. We pull it on, to support the club, but he's pulling it on for real. And he epitomises what that actually means to us lot, So I would not want to get rid of him. But with that choice that was put up, they asked, whoever it was asked, who, it was James, wasn't it? Who we would replace and why. And I did say Souček because I felt the other 2 players still had more to give the team. That was my thinking on it.
Yeah.
But looking at it on the longevity side of it, the fact that he can come on and do what he does, and he could be another 3 years on the books doing what he does.
Yep.
I weren't thinking about that kind of longevity for it. So, I suppose Socek would be a good option to keep.
Yeah.
We did it with Creswell.
True. Yeah, and he's doing. And someone said already he's doing well at Stoke. He's enjoying life
That's
there.
good.
By the looks of it, so it's good to see that.
Excellent. Yeah, that is good.
Rob's given us a question.
Go on.
Ange Postecoglou is the next West Ham manager. Yes or no?
Okay. Do you want me to go? Or?
Yeah, go on, Jeff.
Go on, Jeff.
Not for me. I just think it'd be suicidal. Can you see this team playing Ange ball? I can't. But do you know what? If they give him, I don't see him taking the job either. By the way, so I think there's two sides of this, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we can play Ange ball. I don't think he would come to West Ham. So, but yeah, if let's pretend, and Ange comes in. If he comes in, I'll support him, and I'll probably be on the edge of my seat, and I'll probably have my head in my hands just as much as time, I think, as
well. Good evening, old man. Oi, Savaloy. How are we doing, old man? Good to see you in here as well.
Evening, old man. How are you?
What about you? What about you, Budge? Would you take me?
Yeah, well, right. Okay, Ange in or not? I'm going to give you two answers. One for me and one for Kieran. Right, I'll give you Kieran's one first because it's quick and easy. Fuck yeah. Right. There's Kieran's answer. My answer is a little bit more long-winded in as much that I would love to have Ange if he had a squad that he could work with. In as much as that, let's just say we had a player of the ilk of Ogbonna or Dawson or whatever in defence, one that's going to govern that defence properly. Somebody with the ilk of Mark Noble or Scotty Parker or somebody like that in the midfield that's got a little bit of legs about them, but got a lot of authority about them. And then somebody of the ilk of Andy Carroll, dare I say, up top, one that dares to try. A striker that will actually put his life and limb on the line to try and get that goal. We don't really have one. We haven't really had one since Andy Carroll.
Yeah.
So, if, with those kinds of players, yeah, mate, I'd have Ange. But with the current squad, couldn't see it working, as you said, Jeff. It's just not the squad for him. And, yeah, probably wouldn't come.
Yeah, I don't think he would come to us as much as, it could be tempting. I think it's too close to home to where Spurs is, so I think you want to steer clear of that for a period of time, right? But at the same point, maybe it's a case of, what, if he did come, he'd love to stick two things up to Levy if we kind of done the number on him. That's the way I see it,
on a little side note, actually, I can see Ange go into the MLS.
Yeah, something like that.
And
yeah,
absolutely storming it over there, winning everything with whatever team he goes to.
Yeah,
that's what I can. That would be Ange. I think.
It's more. I think that's. I don't think I'd be surprised if he comes back in the Premier anyway. Not straight away. Rob's given us some questions tonight. If we continue to struggle up to the January transfer window and Bowen asks for a transfer to boost his World Cup chances, would anyone begrudge him moving on?
Well, you couldn't begrudge him moving on. So I think there's the key of the question there. If Bowen decides to leave West Ham, I think you can't begrudge him that move. But I wouldn't want to let him go.
I second exactly that, and I've got a second answer as well. Not this time from Kieran, but from Danny Dyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, "Up no."
I mean, obviously, of course, we want him to go, basically. But at the same point, it's the fact that he's not getting any younger. And, World Cup, he may want to have his chances in there. Maybe he wants a bit more success. I mean, it was good to see on Tuesday, the situation with the fan thing. And give him his dues. He was out like a shot and put an apology out there and said how he loves the club. And
but as the club captain, he's actually obliged to do that.
Of course he is. But
I know that's kind of a little bit cold to say, but he is as club captain. He's got to be better than that. Do you know what I mean? Than his actions, and he knows.
But at least he did that. He did that.
And also, on a side note, if he was to put in a transfer request, if he was to go to any London club, it would be a very bitter pill to swallow. Very bitter. But if he went to somewhere like Liverpool, Man City, Newcastle, Everton, somewhere like that, maybe, it would be a lot less harder to begrudge him that move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But to a London rival, I think that would be a very bitter pill to swallow, to lose him like we did Declan Rice and like we did Kudus, like we may with the Cat,
Yeah, of course. Yes, Lowstar, that is the Northern Chelsea in Michael Chelsea. No, exactly. I mean, look, we wouldn't want to see him go, but when someone's come, at least he's given his all. You can say that. So if he did go, at least he can leave with his head held high. I mean, you're not being funny. We just got to look at Declan Rice for that as well. I know some people don't like it. It happened and can't forgive him, kind of thing. But got to think about the player as well. Sometimes I know we're West Ham fans at the end of the day, and he's a West Ham player.
And you know something on that note, Tone, that the fact that we are West Ham fans. I would like to also point out that on Declan's last ever appearance for us, which was the Conference League final, he cried.
Oh, yeah. You saw that. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
So, I mean, you went to Arsenal, you shitbag, but okay.
I know.
Good luck, mate. Good luck. Go for it.
Declan Rice loves West Ham, right?
Of course he does.
He does.
And he's gone for the benefit of his career. Now, I quite like the fact that he's gone to Arsenal to win things and hasn't won anything. And as long as that happens, I'll kind of revel in it and in a bantery way throw it back in his face. But he's a fantastic footballer, right? And he wants to play at the top clubs, at the top level, and be competing in the Champions League and all of those things.
Well, he's going to be at Real Madrid or Barcelona anytime now. Anytime soon.
Can't blame him for wanting to do that and achieve these things. And let's face it, he's not playing Champions League football at West Ham, is he? Not unless we won the Europa League. We're not coming close to that anytime soon, are we?
No, but we may have had more of a chance with the likes of him in our squad.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's a different argument altogether. I don't think we'd be where we are. I don't think we'd have lost 5-1 to Chelsea or 3-0 at Sunderland.
No, we possibly wouldn't have lost the semi-final of the Europa League.
So,
Yeah, it's one of those. Just going on the comical side, like Matt's saying, Bamford and Brownhorse and Sterling on the final day of the window. He goes, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you now, right? Final day of the window, Antonio signs a new deal. Pay as you play.
Cool. He doesn't even have to do it on the final day, does he?
No,
not at all. He'd be able to sign at any time.
Anytime.
Right? In October, when Callum Wilson gets injured in October.
We're going to replace him with Antonio.
Sign here, quick, sign here, son.
Very true, mate. Very true.
Either that or Fulkrug takes a knock and then we get him in and then we play the two of them up front together.
Either way,
That'd be
either way.
great.
Look at this one, Fly Fox Pro. Jonathan Spector on a free to shore up our defence. Bloody hell. Shit. Is it true Liverpool come to an agreement with Newcastle? I think it's already been done.
What's that for Isaac?
Yeah, I'm sure it's already, it's just a case of,
You know what?
I think all that Newcastle wanted to do is to make sure they've got someone to replace Isaac. Once they've got that, then I think you'll see movement now. Now they've got this player. So I think we're going to see something the next day or so.
So what Isaac for Liverpool you think then, yeah?
I believe so.
It's been a bit of a deal.
Mate, if that's the case, they're going to be taking the Champions League and the Premier League this year.
Exactly.
I'll guarantee it.
There's been a bitter episode between Newcastle and Liverpool, this Isaac thing, hasn't it? Right?
Yeah.
So I think you're probably right, Tony. I think they've probably thrashed out a deal and agreed the price. And I think Newcastle will make Liverpool wait until after this weekend, until the last day of the window, and then it'll probably happen. And it's sort of like it's the last thing they can do to long it out. I think that's probably what's happening. I don't know, but I reckon that's probably what's happening.
Yeah, I think that's what the case is, and that, and they're not going to reveal anything yet. But now this has been announced by Newcastle. They've got this player.
I just see Tog's comment at the bottom of the screen. Maybe
I'll get there. Good evening, Dale, or good afternoon to you, Dale. Great start to the season. So yeah, we're doing very well, Dale, and big up to Oregon Goon as well. Hope you will, matey. Take your time, absolutely. Yeah, Mama, take your time. Don't rush. Like when I had a bit of time off, don't rush back. The main thing is get on the mend. Potter wants defenders to be midfielders instead of combative defenders. Yeah, absolutely, old man. We're all good. Hope yourself as well. Much better. Good. That's brilliant to hear. And also Daz is saying that as well. Like the video. West Ham massive. Rob saying Callum Wilson in 18 Premier League appearances last season. 0 goals and 0 assists.
I've done the Callum Wilson thing. I don't want to go over it. Just makes
all good. Yeah, exactly. Good evening to Iron Brew Iniesta. Welcome into the chat. Thanks for coming in if it's the first time. And don't forget, people we haven't already, share, like, and subscribe, as we always say. And don't forget, obviously, Jeff's channel as well as Budgie's as well. Iriola's going into the top. We need to find the next Iriola. 100% great shout. Rob saying right now success is Premier League survival. However, I'll reiterate that answer on the fly.
You can always guarantee that Gates is going to put in a proper answer like that. You can always guarantee that.
Good evening to our good friend from El Cocorel, Jose. Good evening to yourself. Good evening, H.
Evening,
I hope you're well. Hope you as well, Jose. Good to see you. And you're looking forward to the game against us. I'm sure you definitely are. That's probably an easy 3 points for you. Mama, your pub calls around the diamond strip have come to an abrupt end for the moment. The diamond strip. And she said, yeah, I have to behave yourself for a while. So pot plant is one on you. Bloody hell, man. It didn't even break. Dear. As long as you're right, Mama, that's the key thing.
Yeah, mate.
I was trying to be clever, yeah. Lone Star saying the second coming, Super Mikel Arteta has had a right gig of the day and he's looking forward to October the 4th. Yes, of course, Lone Star, when we play Arsenal, yeah, it's going to be great stuff. So Potter goes and the new manager has to rebuild in January. What use is that? I mean, this is the thing, though, isn't it? I mean, it's going to be, if we do get rid of Potter, it is definitely going to be a case of rinse, repeat, and go all over again.
It's a never
unless we get, just by some pure fluke, someone walks through the door and goes, right, I know exactly what to do with this lot. And then goes, bomb, 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 bomb. And then we've ended up with a decent team. Because the players are there. There are players there to produce a decent team. It's the setup, the tactics, probably some of the motivational requirements might not quite be there for certain players, you know. So, you know, it could, by some fluke, you know, it could just be that the next manager looks at this squad and goes, he's doing it all wrong. You got to do it like this.
If that is the case, Budge, fingers crossed on that one. That there's a man that does it, because obviously, as Peter puts here, Graham Potter could bring in 6 new midfielders and he'd still start JW fucking perhaps. Yeah, it's like that man can walk on water. You can walk on water. 10 million pay him off.
I mean, the next appointment still worries me. Still, Sullivan's still appointing the next manager, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem begins again.
Well, after, if these 2 signings that he's made today are anything to go by, let's remember that apparently it was Karen Brady that appointed Potter.
Thanks everyone for pointing that out.
With Sullivan's blessing, but it was Karen Brady that appointed him.
Yeah.
So if today's signings are anything to go by, the fact that he's got 2 guys coming in under 22 years old that look like they're both decent players, then if it's him choosing the next manager, then maybe just that little ray of hope that he might have seen the light. Then he may just have gone, actually, maybe the cheapest option ain't always the best option.
Well, I hope you're right.
Let me go and get Ancelotti. Hang on a minute, I've got to pick the phone up.
Oh man, I've just seen the comments about the channel going all over the place. Guys, I think you might have a fundamental stream issue. Yeah, he was doing that a couple of weeks back, Gatesy. It was bloody awful. Someone jammed some coins in the meter. Yeah, it's all of us. Oh no, lean the stream. Hopefully, I'll catch up and hopefully it's all gone. It's all going right. It's all got to pieces like our midfield. Tone, you've got Teamer internet, mate. I tell you what. You're cutting it out. Let's hope we've all sorted itself up. As I'll get down to the thing. Good evening, Sam. I'll be doing big up the panel. Yeah, everyone has developed a stutter. Jesus, it's getting worse. Good evening, Talking Hammers. Evening, boys. Hope you're doing well, Talking Hammers. Thanks for coming in as well. Hope everyone is all well. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. Hopefully the sound's sorting itself out. Let's have a look. I'm going to listen to Napalm Death now, as the stream's down his shite. Back soon. Thanks, Brendan. It's okay now. Mick has gone.
Was it Mick?
It was Mick, yeah. It's okay now, yeah. Must have been connected to him. Mick must be a closet Spuds fan. Usually saying it was that Mick. Put him on the naughty step, the bastard.
Well, Mick, he didn't do nothing. Bless him.
As Rob said, yeah, we have Luton's chairman to thank for Frank McAvenny, and he signed as an attacking midfielder. Yeah, it's true. It was true. Yes. Sky Sports is saying, he goes saying Gallagher wants to join West Ham. Yeah, I've seen this one as well. Conor Gallagher. I mean, you know. Oh, Besiktas has sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. Just come through. Breaking news.
Great. We'll get him next then.
Yeah, he'll be the next one in. Consider this man's turned us down. I don't know how many times. Now he wants to come and join us. What do you make of that one?
Well, you see, the thing is,
Gallagher.
Yeah, when players turn down a club because they think they're going places, and then all of a sudden they end up at the likes of, where is Gallagher now?
What was the Italian club?
Yeah, not getting considered for the England squad, not making waves out there. He's got to find a way back into the Premier League and then into the favours of the England setup. And a lot of players think of West Ham as a route back in, or initially in, to the Premier League. We know that. We've been dealing with that for years. And if Conor Gallagher is showing an interest in coming to West Ham, there's his motivation for it, in my opinion.
Lone Star says Atletico Madrid. I thought I'd seen. I thought he was in stripes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Gallagher, I think he's a good player. I think he's just about exactly.
He's a great player. And if he turns up with his boots on, properly, tied and that, he'll be a great addition to our squad. And he's got a bit of pace about him.
I don't know about the squad. He walks into our midfield now.
He does. He certainly does.
I think he's exactly the kind of player we need.
Yeah.
He hasn't wanted to come previously, but like you say, his career and his career path might be in a different place now. So if he was willing to come, I'd be all for having him.
Sounds good.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, but look, here's one for you. Look, Rob's coming. Look, Gavin Peacock is now a born-again Christian. He believes he's also a minister as well.
I think you're absolutely right there, mate. Yeah.
Droopy cock. Come on, Les. Droopy cock. Gavin was a attacking midfielder. Thank you very much for that as well.
That's it. Thanks, Rob. Yeah, I knew he was.
Word and picture saying, Jeff, has that can of cola got whiskey in it?
No, not tonight anyway.
Yeah, I'm just looking.
I'm almost back to dart fitness as well, by the way.
Oh yeah,
hands.
Good.
Yeah, almost back.
No, I'm just looking at the 3 bottles of rum I've got by the side of me here, kind of thing. So they'll be all right.
Yeah, I've done 2 cans of Stella of Kronenberg and a pint of milk today.
Pint of milk. Was it to balance it all out? Do you think it's a left back or a left wing back or maybe a left midfielder? I think you could be in all places there, Matt.
Yeah.
Just a shake of my head, fresh. And then be on that.
Good luck trying to predict where Potter will play someone. Oh yeah. Got more chance of winning the lottery with that one. Somerville, California. Well, can he centre back? I don't think so. Smash the like, guys. Thanks, Daz. Rob saying Somerville played right wing back in Potter's first match when he got injured. Let's hope you don't do that again then.
I don't think that's position.
Yeah, he's got two dedicated right wing backs now, hasn't he? Let's be
fair. Frog saying Potter playing Ariella as a striker would not come as no surprise. Lone Star saying Cole McCauley, a long-time associate of Potter, is now West Ham director of recruitment. Yeah, apparently so, but I don't know what he's actually doing because he seems to be it's like he's right in the background.
Yeah, but you've got to remember he's an analyst. He's not actually a frontline man. He's not a Tim Steiden. He doesn't go out and do the deals. No. And that's why Sullivan's stepped in now. And in fairness, he wants Potter to be working on the players that are there. McCauley is an analyst. He identifies players. He don't do deals, No, so who else is left there to do the deals for him? Well, he's not going to trust Karen Brady to go out and do it. He's not going to trust his son to go and do it. So
he's him, and fair play to him. He's got these ones over the deal. Follow Fox Pro say Ivor Shandor sounds like Ivor Shandor, for the character from Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, might buy Potter more time. No, I don't think so. Just like scatting on celebrity regarding transfers. Yes, wow.
Yeah.
Nice conversation going on between them. Fly Fox Pro is saying Paqueta posted some Christian music lyrics today. The songs talk about dignity and loyalty, hopefully prophetic about his loyalty.
Yeah.
Mama, good night. If we've not already seen you, good night. Thanks so much for all the welcome back. Oh, Mama, it's been a pleasure. We've been waiting for.
Welcome back, Mama. Hope you're recovering.
Hymns Dougal. Take care, Mama. Good evening, Chrissy James. No, apparently so. Thanks for your comment. Be good and don't lose your head. Frog DMV. Words and pictures say right now I'll take David Artell, Grimsby's manager, attacking, pressing, fun football. I mean, that bloke was like with his head off when he came to the penalties last night. He's talking to his subs on the bench, just having a nice, if it happens, it happens.
Do you know who I really liked last night? Grimsby's goalkeeper. I thought he was brilliant. He had great character. The way he was communicating with everybody, including like during that penalty shootout, the way he was communicating with the other goalkeeper and everything. I thought he was a great character, a really good captain material. As a goalkeeper, that's a really good quality to have.
It's not down to Danny Dyer. It's Danny Dyer. It's up to Jared Bowen if he wants to go. The missus. This is obviously talking about if he's going to move on.
Yeah.
Lone Star's obviously trying to sneak a deal in there. I can see where he's going with this. Bowen should be playing Champions League and inserting himself in the World Cup squad. And he said he's going to get relegated. He's
never going to wear a red and white shirt. Well, not a red shirt with white sleeves. Don't worry. He's not going to go there.
Will Gay leave Palace as well? I mean, Liverpool.
Well, there was rumours of him going to
Liverpool.
City, wasn't it? Was it City? Liverpool. In the last window, in this window. So,
well, interestingly, Palace played him today. So, who knows? But I think
wasn't it Newcastle he was going to in the last window?
Newcastle wanted to get him, but they couldn't meet the fee.
Yeah, and they held strong with him, didn't they?
Yeah,
and then
they
he
did.
didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of getting a bit of a repeat of that situation again. They're holding strong, and I don't know. I think it's a coin flip with Reece.
Can you blame them for holding strong though on a player like that though?
Yeah,
I mean, potentially he is, the next best English central defender upcoming. I mean, he's already getting a lot of the plaudits and that from the international scene. And for a player of his caliber, and he has been very good. For a player of his caliber, if you set a price on him, that's your price.
Yeah.
Like we should have done with Kudus. We should have. What was it? We set 70, wasn't it originally?
85 million release clause.
Oh yeah, 50. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but was it 70? Before or after or something that they would have accepted or something. Yeah. There was talk about them would have accepted.
No one came in from the season before when it was put out then. No one came in from him then. No one came in with this season. And then Spurs were the only club that came in with the 50 million offer first of all.
Yeah.
And then we turned it down, but 55 million I think is still.
Yeah. And it was kind of going to be my point, really. You were touching on it there, Budgie. They stand for, they did, and they do. And so do Forest, and so do Brighton. Because other football clubs don't just fucking bend over and have their pants pulled down the way we do, right?
Jeff.
We just
so exactly right.
In our football club. But guess what? They go, this is our player, this is the price. Come and pay it, and if they don't, you don't get him.
Exactly that. I mean, not being funny, Jeff. We did that with Rice, didn't we? We did it with Rice.
Yeah. But that's like the one example ever.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and afterwards, and that, well.
I mean, the thing is, if say for argument's sake, with Rice, it was 105 million with the add-on, wasn't it? Yeah. So it was 100 million for him plus 5 million add-ons. Am I right?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Something around that nature, isn't it?
They get something else.
But if Arsenal had come in with one of their players who was, widely valued at say 40 million, and they offered us him and say 50 million in cash, they would have got him, I reckon,
Yeah.
because Sullivan doesn't look at the bigger picture. He just thinks, hang on, cash and a player. You know what I mean? I'm pretty certain that they would have got him for a little less if they'd have tried that, approach.
No, mate, I
That's
do make
my
you right on
opinion.
that. I do make you right on that. Words and pictures saying, seeing Jeff's face reading the new comment is quality YouTube. Good work, Jeff.
But you missed out Togg's comment that made
I'm there. I'll go through this anyway. So, Sullivan should have said 6-month contract, not the 2-year, and not let Brady overrule him. Well, she even did something to Sullivan that made him say, "Okay, yeah, I'll go with that," because that was very nice. Big up to Taryn at BBK Sports. Big up Tony and the crew. Hope you are well. All good, Taryn. Hope you are as well. Thanks for coming in. And go to see Taryn as well. BBK Sports, very nice guy from the other side of the pond, but does some good stuff as well. Oh, they sleep at the wheel. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Ole got a Solskjaer to West Ham. Yeah, that's what they call Madrid. That's why KWP came in. Knew Ole would be following. He knew he'd be following as well. Interesting shout. Just put up straight. Okay, interesting. Again, fresh. Oh, several giveaways there too. For fuck's sake, yes. Where's the pictures? 3 bottles of rum all round Tony's when the show ends, lads. You can get the joke going fresh. Yeah. Drew Peacock Purgatory. The West Ham SRL Rob saying Macaulay identifies the players in conjunction with Potter. Sullivan makes it happen or not. Well, I think there's only going to be one person that says yes or no to that. It's got to be Sullivan, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it's always going to be Sullivan. Yeah.
No, Daz. Yeah, Fuzzy wasn't happy. He wasn't happy, but he also saw the funny side of it as well, because typical of his club as well. Lone Star saying, Budge, maybe Bowen should go to Newcastle. Big fee, not a rival, and the lad gets as far away as possible from Danny Dyer.
Go out, dog.
Yeah,
sorry, my dog was bugging
no
me.
worries, Budge. Because this is the thing with Gay. I mean, obviously, if Palace try and play our ball, he leaves on a free at the end of the season.
It's a risk.
Yeah, big risk. I mean, not being funny,
I
Jeff.
don't know if they've got, they can extend for a year, so maybe that might be something that they can sort of like use a bit of bargaining power for that not to happen. But I'm not across it, so I don't honestly know.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, is it worth taking the risk to think yourself? You know, are they trying to hold out for a bigger fee? But it could all go Pete Tong and he walks away for nothing. That would be, yeah. Well, we've been there. We know that situation.
Yeah, he's got to decide: is it time for him to cash in, or does he gamble?
No, it's true.
Last time he gambled, right? Maybe he cashes in this time, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Has he been let out?
Rob's asking the question: start, bench, or sell? Devonshire, Slater, or Pyatt?
I saw this. I think this is impossible to answer for me. I'm going to let Budgie tackle that one first.
Sorry, right. Start, bench, or sell? Devonshire, Slater, Pyatt. Thanks for that one, Rob. Thank you, boys, as well, for giving me the lead on it. Great. Well, I'm sorry. I love Slate. I love Slate, but he has to be sold.
It's Jeff's prerogative. He is the guest on the show, so I think he's got every right to say that you should start first. I think it's only fair.
Yeah.
Only fair.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, cheers, Tom. Yeah, so I love Slates, and as you saw in that picture on that little video, I met him when I met McAvenny. I've met him a couple of times since as well. So I love him, but he would have to be the one I would sell. I would have to start Payet and bench Devo. Sorry, that's just me. Come on then, Jeff, you bastard.
Yeah. I think I'd reluctantly sell the same player.
Yeah.
But Devo's like one of my childhood heroes, and I'd have to start him. I couldn't not.
It's a tough choice. It's a very tough choice. Come on in, Tone. You ain't hiding behind all that hair. You can tell us yours now.
I am very much in the same boat as Jeff. Start Devonshire all day long.
Right.
Bench Payet, because at the end of the day, unfortunately, you got to think he was nothing until he came to us. He had a good season, and then he got kind of too big for his boots, and you can see that coming a mile off. And unfortunately, Slater, because when you got Devonshire, he offered a bit more what Slater did. So that's Let's throw it back at Rob as well. Rob, you've put that question in there. What is yours? What would you do? Let us know what you would do as well, sir. Please let us know. It's also written on here.
He's put another one in down the bottom and all.
Usual says Shamrock through, Hibs into extra time. Well done. Thanks for letting us know, Usual. Okay. There's also added on here, one of BBC News lead headlines is pressure on Amarin. Potter is a lucky guy. There's a bigger target for the media. Yeah, it's true. Amarin's obviously giving us a bit of breathing space to Potter at the moment.
Yeah.
I think we should wait.
I think with
Tim's man.
Sorry, go on, Jeff.
I was just joking. I'm just making a joke.
I was going to say, I think with the Man United scenario, I think the criticism of the board at Man United has been ongoing for many years now, and they're kind of tired of regurgitating that grievance. Do you know what I mean? So now they're showing their grievance more on the manager, whereas I think at the moment the grievance that has got the most momentum with the West Ham fan base isn't with Potter. There is obviously frustration because he's not changing his oh god, sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, because there is grievance with Potter because of the lack of tactical prowess, if you like. I think most of the grievance is with the board. So, I think that's probably a stronger thing. Yeah, I mean, it's easier to put pressure on to get rid of a manager than it is the person that makes all the decisions at the club.
True. Sean's asking, what's happened to the Hajdari Swiss or Austrian team link? No idea. I'll be honest. So I can't answer that one unless you two can. I'll come to the comments, Jeff. I'm getting there. Fuzzy Wuzzy wants an at me, but no, of course he's seen his team. I'll keep an eye on it. It will fall through. So I can't see him for the Azores. Okay, NFL team. If in the NFL, a team can franchise a player. Are those days coming?
Cheers, Alan.
Wouldn't surprise me. Good evening to
worry about American ownership, I think, in the Premier League. Wider argument, I know, but we get too many more American owners. You see what they did with that tournament over
there. Yeah.
And they'd love to make that like every week, wouldn't they?
Guarantee that would be the case.
So we've got to watch out for the Americanization of the game for sure.
Absolutely, and that is also one of my major worries as well. And you know what? I've spoken to a number of our American fans, West Ham fans, and to a man and woman, even Kimmy, that they all agree that the way that it shouldn't be Americanized in the way that perhaps the NFL or NBA or whatever is, because the league system is what makes our game what it is. Not having relegation and promotion and things like that on such a large scale throughout the whole system would be a mistake. Near enough all of them have said in their own words it would be a mistake to change the way it is. So yeah, I agree. Too many American owned clubs would force those kinds of changes. Your super league type changes.
What's all the fucking fireworks before games and all that bollocks? What's that?
Yeah, that's unnecessary as well. Unless it's like a European game and you get like the pyrotechnics like you do at most of the grounds,
They're all right. They've got their fireworks and popcorn. They're loving it. I mean,
yeah, and a load of fighter jets flying over the top, and
but knowing us, Jeff, and that, knowing our budget, mate, it'll be pork pies and that, and little sparklers and that. That's as far as we can go. It'll be one of those. Moshe is saying he'll sell Slater bench pints off. You're going to start Devonshire. It's fresh. Lone Star saying, "Your Budge, do you think Arsenal will win the title as we are massively strengthened?" Ooh.
Right, that's a really good question, Lone Star, and I think that they've got a much better chance this season than they have last season or the season before that or any previous seasons in recent history. They've got a much, much better chance of it. There's two things that Arteta needs to do for me to achieve it. One of them is to make Declan Rice the club captain. And number two is to keep playing the players that are not performing week in and week out. The likes of when he had Sterling, he was playing him regardless. He was on form.
He could be our player next. You never know, Budge. He could be our player next.
Well, it could be, but for me, Arteta needs to toughen up and needs to be able to rotate his players a little bit more. Have the bollocks to change when things are wrong, and not be so stubborn. At the moment, I don't think Arteta's capable of winning a Premier League title. Arsenal are very capable, but is Arteta? That's my point, Lone Star.
Sure.
Yeah. They are very capable of winning it, though, mate. Yeah, definitely.
Before we go to this one, I just want to say goodnight to Adam and that. Shame he couldn't come on, and he said, "No, night, lads." But he's saying, unfortunately, Manfu has taken him out of the game. Unfortunately, sort of hear that.
The thing is with Arsenal, right? They brushed Leeds aside this weekend gone. You would expect them to, and they got their 3 points at Old Trafford. But they were like second best to a Man United side that just lost to fucking Grimsby, right? And they scored because their goalkeeper threw one in. So it's early doors, right? That was first game of the season. But they don't need to be a bit more convincing than that if they're going to win league titles, is what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Right? It's all right brushing Leeds aside on your opening home fixture, right? But you've got to be a bit more convincing than they were at Old Trafford if you're going to win the league.
Totally agree on that. Totally agree on that. And I think this is the problem. I can understand Lone Star's comments because finally they've bought players which are the right players. When you think about previous to this, he had spent like 700, 800 million on some of these players. And we talk about us and what we bought with, with Steiner and stuff. But you look at some of them players that they bought then, they should never have been Arsenal players, full stop. At least what they're getting in now, they are more the calibre of what could possibly get this team across the line. But I agree with Budgie. This manager,
do you think he's like
he's a stopgap, I'd say more Jeff. I think he's a stopgap more than anything else. It's one of those, they're looking at cover, and that's what I think he'll be. You know,
I can't like him. I would have had him at West Ham.
Oh,
not slagging him off, right? But I'm just
he will
looking at
suit us.
Arsenal and saying, is he that level? Do you know what I mean?
No, not at all. Our level, yes.
Yeah.
But for Arsenal and that, he's gonna. I think for me, he's more cover than anything else. And you know, you got to think. You know, you've got the young kid. Was it Lawson, whatever they call him? You know, this 15, 16-year-old kid.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, he came on, didn't he?
He's
Dorman,
very,
I think, wasn't he?
yeah,
Something like that.
he's very. He's been quite impressive. I've said it on Sunday. I said it last night, and I'll say it again. You're not going to see the same player in Saka, and I think more than anything else that he'll have a very up and down season. You can see mentally that injury he suffered is on his mind, because in the Man United game, the amount of times he jumped out of challenges, and then he broke down in the last week as well.
You wondered, didn't you, if he was quite ready? In hindsight, I mean, we've got no way of knowing.
No.
But you look at it like, I'm not quite sure, and then he breaks down in the very next game, and his hammies go. They could just go, right? It might be nothing like that, but I don't know. Maybe he was carrying something.
Well, doesn't matter if he was or not. I mean, this manager will put him on regardless, kind of thing. Like, you know, you can go.
Oh, look, Rob agrees with me, by the way.
Yes, I've just seen it. Yeah,
Rob agrees with me.
Yeah, he's agreed with you. So at least it's a draw in that respect. But then he's asked you this one: start bench or sell, Brooking, Bonds, or Peters.
It depends where you're playing them, doesn't it? Because if you're talking about centre half, you wouldn't put Trevor Brook in there, would you?
Peters starts for me. Peters starts for me. Brooking starts for me, and so does Bonds. I'm not selling or benching any of them. Sorry, I'm not playing this game anymore. It's not fair.
I don't like this game either.
I don't like this game. Piss off, Rob. Stop it.
But if I had to, just answer the question,
I'm just going to mute myself for 1 second.
Because it's before my time, right? He's just a bit before my time. So I'd tell Peters. I'd play Bonds, because how can you leave Bonds out of any team? Right? He's just like such a leader. And I'd bench Brooking because Rob's making me. Basically, that's it. Yeah, he's making me do that.
But not being fair. I mean, I'll go with you, Jeff, because the way I see it like this, Bonds, that's it. That's
just couldn't leave that.
That's a given. Out. That's a given. And Brooking could come on, and he'll get himself a goal. So yeah, that's the way I see it. And then he's gone with this one: Hurst, Cotty, McAvenny. Start bench or sell.
No, that's it. I'm bidding it off. I'm going for a wheel, saying if he carries on with this, I'm not having no more of that.
I think in that respect, and because one thing he hasn't stated is obviously the timeline. So if I go with what I class as being the timeline, I'd have Cotty starting, McAvenny on the bench, and Hurst, because obviously we're going by the time frame. Hurst is obviously on the way out, so that's the way I see it.
You cheat! You bloody cheat!
That's my prerogative. That's what I'm going with anyway. So, what do you two say?
Right, selling McAvenny because he left to go to Celtic. I'm starting Hurst and benching Cotty.
Okay.
But you've sold Macca because he left, but you ain't sold Cotty because he left.
That is because Jeff Hurst was one of the first West Ham players I ever saw live. He was, well, in fact, him, Bobby Moore, and Martin Peters were the first 3 players I ever saw, because they walked out of the tunnel before anyone else. As World Cup winners.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult for me not to start any one of them 3. You know.
Well, I'll start Jeff Hurst. I had dinner with Jeff Hurst, so I can't really bench him or sell him after that, can I? So I'd have to start him. Macca or Cotty. I'll sell Macca just to keep the numbers with Budgie. I don't know. They both left the club, didn't they? They both got sold.
Exactly.
That's it. Yeah, but at least Cotty stayed in England. He went to Everton. McAvenny went to Scotland, mate.
Well, that's even worse. He jumped off Liverpool.
Jeff, just get that two-sided coin out and make a choice.
Yeah,
that's what you got to do. Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Anyway, no more of them, Rob. I'm not playing that game. It's getting harder and harder.
Yeah, no, don't do no more, you rat, mate.
Michael Chill saying, also can't win anything against Spoon Race, never mind trophies, and of course, Low Stars added by Northern. Your team looked like your wallpaper, dear. You saying Hibs now 3-3. Wow. Rob saying, if we get 14 American-owned clubs, they will push to end promotion and relegation. Yeah, that's where it'll go, isn't it? Never happened, must be jeopardy. You guys will bounce back. It's only 2 weekends gone of the Premier League season. There's 36 to go. It's just a case of the next couple of games because, as I think I've said before, if it gets any worse and we don't get ourselves out of this hole, we're not going to get out of it. That's the hardest part for me.
Yeah, that's what I worry about as well. The deeper we get, the harder it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We've got to get the players' heads back up. That's what we've got to do.
Not easy at that
really,
Budge. Not
I know. I know, and it's not easy when you've got so many different cultures and nationalities all in one group. It's really difficult
for that. Like, poor little come from round the world. What we ain't got is we ain't got big enough fucking characters, mate. That's what we ain't got. They roll their sleeves up and get stuck in. That's what. Yeah,
there is a hell of a lot of truth in that, mate. Of course,
I got an example of that. Yeah, he'll go off and roll his sleeves up for Morocco anytime he fucking likes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not having all that. I'm sorry. They're not good enough. They need to get something about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
Kilman is like a fucking wet flannel.
Yep.
He's not that bad, by the way. He should be better. What's happening?
He's regressed, though, Jeff. You said it earlier in the show. He's regressed, isn't he? He's actually regressed. Just going back to what you're saying about the Americans, though, Fly Fox Pro says, as a US fan, I think to realise that our sports that are mostly closely like how football works in England is our college system. Those are the local teams that support the people support. This is true, and he adds on. It's why the MLS and other professional leagues like the USL have trouble getting traction. The local sports scene is tied closely to universities, so it's hard to build a local fan base. And that's, I suppose, the way the American system is in that respects. But fair comments on that. Rob's picture saying Rob's broken the stream. But Frogs added one. Punch, cut, kick or nut. Sullivan, Brady or Potter?
All of them. To all of them.
Well, I want to answer them ones individually.
Yes, and yes. Words picture saying, "Go on, Budgie."
Yes. Yeah. Actually, well, Potter I'd punch, Sullivan I'd kick, and Karen Brady I'd nutter right on the bridge of the nose.
Sullivan would get it from me, fucking.
Oh, mate,
it'll be
a drop kick straight in his short, mate. I tell you.
You could just see it now, the pair of you. It'll be like a scene from Airplane with the queue on the airplane already. Hit that fella. You know what I mean? It'd be a scene of that. Man. Good evening, Lawrence from Lexington, Kentucky. Come on, you Irons. How are we doing, Lawrence?
Good evening, Larry. How are you, mate?
Yeah. Oh, dear me. Look, Rob's added this one there. Look, a penalty to save your life. Hurst, Stewart or Dix?
Oh, that's not so difficult for me. I can.
Me either.
If it's a penalty to save my life, Ray Stewart for me.
Great shout. My first in.
I don't think he missed one, did he?
No, I'm not sure. That's my initial thought. But then there was that little phrase there, a penalty to save your life.
Yes,
I'd have to go with Dix, because if the keeper does get in the way of it, he's getting unconscious anyway. So,
I go for the bloke who's never missed.
so I'm going for Dix, because anything gets in the way of that, mate, it's getting knocked out. So, yeah, I think to save my life, I think I'm going with Dixie.
I mean, as much as I love Dix, he was great with penalty shoot. You know, when he took his penalties and that bulldog attitude. But again, I'm going to go with the guest, and yeah, Tonka, man.
Well, actually, we did do a Green Street Elite on him, and you spoke very highly of his penalty taking abilities on the day.
Rob says
So,
he didn't score all of his pens, so I thought he did. I didn't think he'd missed, but I'd still take him anyway.
No, you can take that one in there.
Good evening, Jay. Hope
Yeah,
you're
I'm
doing well.
good. My phone's always on.
He's also saying Stuart as well. Big up to you, mate. Hope you
Hi,
good to
Happy,
see you.
by the way. I see Happy's popped in the stream.
Oh, good.
Good evening.
I see Laura Watkins is in the chat. Oh, these two, they're going to start off in Kentucky.
Laura Watkins. Not Larry.
We lost the first 4 Premier League matches of Pellegrini's first season and went on to finish 10th. However, we did our business much earlier than this time around. Yeah, very true. That is very true. And we're saying hello to each other.
Did we lose the 4 games in the manner that we've lost the games so far? And does anyone honestly think we're getting anything other than a hiding this weekend? Because I think we shipped 3 or more again.
I believe so, mate. I think if Chris Woods at the moment, I mean, bloody hell, there's a player we should have gone for.
Do you know what?
Golden boot, potentially, eh?
You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. What we've got to hope is Chris Wood has been wanking himself stupid all week at the thought of playing West Ham. And by the time the game comes around, he's got nothing left, right? That's all we can hope for.
Oh, you could just see it now across the UK. All the men doing their preaching got to figure that. And the biggest sayings of, thank you very much. Oh, man. Frog saying, to be fair to most of the squad, it's tricky trying to run around with your thumb stuck up your arse. Yeah, very true. Happy, great to see you there. I know you've been busy in that. And again, you've been sorely missed on the channel. I hope you're keeping well. And everyone's saying hello to her as well. Lawrence is saying, this has been a stressful few weeks. We need something good to happen. Well, there's been some activity, Lawrence. I don't know if you've already seen it out in the US. We've been linked to a couple of players, and it looks like it's going to be over the line. So it shouldn't be bad at all.
Well, they're both having medicals today, weren't they? So
yeah, let's hope it all goes well.
We're hoping that within the next 36 hours, we'll get an announcement, hopefully. Couple of midfield players, Lauren.
Excuse me. He's also saying, in fact, Tonka told me that the only time he scored, guessed himself, before a penalty was against Liverpool in the 1981 League Cup final at Wembley. Wow.
Yeah, he scored that. It was late as well, that penalty.
How we doing? Everyone, it's nice, isn't it? Mama comes back and everyone's saying and asking how they are. Happy comes in, everyone's asking the same thing, which is brilliant. She's saying, Gramps. Tom, yes, we did.
That's what she calls Jason, by the way.
Oh, is it really? Yeah. Jeff. There you go. There's your title there. It is what it is. Yes. Short stack. I nearly didn't see you there. Are you stood in a hole again?
Oh, he's so wicked.
Everyone's saying hello to each other. Vinny Bones, good to see you. Magassa's run. What's that about?
I don't know. Is that the fellow who's got in Frankfurt or something last night?
Is it falling through or something? Yeah.
I don't know.
Let us know if that's the case.
Last I heard, they were both doing their medicals.
Having medicals, yeah. So, yeah.
His cab driver took a wrong turn and he's showing for Leighton Orient.
Words of pitch saying if you're near the West Ham goal, wear a hockey mask versus Forest. Yeah. Gonna see some deaths basically. Togs, Frog. That may be proper laugh. Yeah. You're just saying Newcastle signed the German for 64 million this evening. Yes, I think that's the turning point now. I think they will see Isaac move on. You're late. For once, Sean, someone's beat you at being late.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Happy. You know full well, and that's a given. You'll always start him. Always start him. Low Star saying Forest will be banging in crosses this weekend, and West Ham need to find a backbone.
Yeah, we're doomed. We're all doomed.
Usual the German.
He's asking which German they've signed. Who have Newcastle signed?
What's his name? I'll come up in a minute. Who's that? West Brom. Just said it.
How many days have we got left of this window anyway?
Well, it finishes on the 1st, Monday until Monday.
Right.
But the window shuts.
So midnight Monday, is it? Or 11 o'clock Monday?
No, 7 p.m. 7 p.m.
10 p.m.
Yeah,
7 p.m.
On Monday, yeah?
1900 at 7 p.m.
Oh.
Because the reason why they're doing it early this time is to make sure that all kind of football staff have a break.
And all the paperwork's submitted by midnight still, yeah?
Well, no, I think it'd be earlier than that, actually.
I wouldn't guarantee that.
Yeah. So
I reckon they would have said, yeah, we don't mind you cutting off the thing a bit early, but let's get the paperwork in at midnight still. Because people will still take their time over shit like that, won't they?
And the loan market carries on after. Is that right, Tony?
I think it is, yeah. Yeah.
What's that all about? All these have 2 weeks of the window now. Now we've got to close it. Now open it. Now it's shut, but now you can do loans. And
it's all,
when Callum Wilson gets injured, you can still sign Antonio.
You know. Oh man, you can't believe it. Vinny Bones saying Magassa has done a runner from Sully. He tries to get his missus shagging for a deal though. Thank you for that. You're saying Nick's someone off or other. Yeah, Nick's Watermard or something. Watermard.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
In the nick of time, it's saying there.
Somebody
saying,
we don't know about.
No, not at all. But apparently it's a club record for him doing this still. Frog saying, Budge, that looks like a right Bob Marley slimline you got going on there. Thank you, Fly Fox Pro. There you go. Nick Waltmard.
Waltmard, I think he is, yeah.
So,
anyone know anything about him?
No, not at all.
He's German.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Words of Pitch saying, Tony, 1900 giving away his special forces past.
Can you imagine what it's going to be like when we play them? Newcastle. Because they're bound to nick our song. Everyone does. We got a big fucking German. And then we're going to be singing Subway and all that. You know what I mean? It's going to be hilarious.
We could just sing Our German is bigger than yours.
Yeah. Happy's asking, would you take Boniface?
That was something Rob asked earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're going to ask you another question in a minute.
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, probably would.
Boniface is a loan, isn't it?
I think it will be, yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be too much there.
So, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it
what's the other options, right? Is there another option? No? Okay, let's have him then.
That's it. Might as well. Rob's coming in with the price for West Ham's Premier League survival is you have to give Brady one. Would you do it?
No.
Give her one more. Punch, kick, or a nut.
I'll give her one of each of them. But no.
Oh man.
And his next comment is, completely 100% right and all.
Yeah.
I'm bloody horrible. He's
There you are, Rob. I used to like you. I watched a couple of your videos. I thought, what a nice man. But I've decided you're not as nice as I thought you were.
Oh, dear
It's just
me.
as easy to unsubscribe these days, you know, Rob.
He's been down the boozer, hasn't he? That's what he's been. Lloyd said, I heard we're asking the league if we can play two keepers at the same time, just to kind of help us out. Don't mention the war. Yeah, 1900, 2300. And yes, we're doing very well on this. Larry Dog, fresh. Frog said, I'll take Napoleon Bonaparte at this point. Anything to get it over the line. Yeah, so we didn't answer the Karen Brady one, so he said we're getting relegated then.
Yep, same. Yep, same as last one. 2003 or whatever.
I just, what a piece of work. I mean, she used to be quite attractive.
Lodestar,
eventually, but
as always.
I hate her. I hate her.
Yeah,
really
well, I mean, you know,
God, it's like I'm talking in my own living room here. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just
Talking away to myself there. How much I hate Brady. Off in the corner, making me little take it or leave it Brady potion, right?
Well, apparently, Jeff, there's a number you can call and that can help you out with things like that, you know.
It's the Barons.
Yeah. Because you hear the bullshit she said on TalkSport. Well, you know, that's another thing, isn't it? Brady's like a sadistic nurse. Yeah, so yeah.
What's she going to say next week, though, if they actually sack him, right? After she was on a week ago, saying what a modern thinking, forward thinking, man management, whatever fucking bollocks she came out with.
Well, you could just see it now, can't you? You know, there's old Sullivan says, I know we give him a chance, but you decided you're going to appoint him and give him this contract and that. So take him out at lunch and then just tell him that, you know, there's only going to be one person coming back and it's not going to be you. He'll leave it to Brady to do it.
Yeah, she's reveling it though. She's that kind of personality. She loves all that shit.
Rob, and apologise there, mate. I should have put the link out for you to come and join us because obviously some of these comments are coming out with, like this one. Karen, get out of my club and take your foster tits with you. Oh, dear.
I couldn't agree with that more. He's vile.
But
absolutely vile.
You've got a willing volunteer, it looks like.
I'm just going to go on to there, Jeff, and say there is a saviour in the chat, and it means that we don't get relegated, and
we don't get relegated. Huh?
We have to say fair play and hands up for Parfait Paradiso. He'll take one for the team with Brady.
Round of applause.
You legend, absolute legend. Absolute legend. Frog says, does Potter use a wonky version of ChatGPT to select his first squad? He's probably still using the dictaphone that Lopetegui used because none of us had a fucking clue what he was saying. So it could still be the same case.
Well, I tell you what, how disorganised it looks like Lopetegui's still here at times.
Oh, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong.
Yeah, we've been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes nearly.
I know, just seen that. So we are gonna wrap it up now. It's been brilliant, and well done, Parfait. Saying
thanks to everybody in the chat. You've all been brilliant. Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Top draw.
As usual, it's the chat.
Absolutely. And you know, commenter of the night has to be Rob from the West Ham Massive. Some great comments from there, but also you did put us on the fence with the buy, sell, and bench. That was definitely it was Michael. It was Michael. Oh man. Fly Fox posted, this show always does me a good, and even when the rest of life sucks. Cheers. And that's what we try to aim for at the end of the day, Fly Fox. You know, we don't kind of go off on a mad one, and we, you know, don't get me wrong, Jeff kind of gives the anger. You know, me and Budgie are the calm ones. It's always Jeff.
Try
Jeff's
not to
always
be
the one.
too angry, but sometimes I just get a bit triggered.
He's off again, Budge. He's off again. Calm him down.
He's off.
Calm him down.
Jeff, calm down and tell us when can we expect the bowling lounge back up and running?
Oh, but we should be back on Tuesday, barring any internet problems. So still got a little bit of intermittent in and out here. But we should be back next Tuesday with our usual talk show. And hopefully, if you guys are about, you'll be able to join us. And all the guys in the chat, a few of our regulars are there. And if anyone else wants to join us, love to see you.
Yeah, of course. And
Excellent.
as the word the picture says, she's not worth it, Jeff. She's not worth it. But honestly, great to have Mick on as well. That was, good to see him on the show for the first
thanks
time.
for having us.
No, it's brilliant, mate. And of course, as always, great people in the chat. Good to see Happy Amaret and obviously Mama Flossie back in as well. And like always, loved the comments. Really did. Budgie, been a great show as always, my co-host. And
thank you, mate. Yeah.
Revered one, always good to have the revered one, was the revenant one, the posthumous one, the whole shebang,
yeah, mate.
As always, thank you very much, people in the chat. We will be back on Sunday for the Sunday night takeaway. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do the watch along because I actually will be working for 12 hours, so I'm not going to be able to do that. And of course, hopefully you see me budging on the Jeff show again. And then on Wednesday, you'll see me, Anthony and Fuzzy for the good, the bad, and the ugly. And of course, this man next to me afterwards for old school hammers with him and Kieran as always. Don't forget Croc Watch, Budge Watch.
We will try and get you some munched up people for next week. Wednesday night, Old School Hammers, by the way, is on West Ham Network. It's not on this channel. But we do get guest appearances. Both of these guys have appeared on there as well. And we've had a couple of ex-players on and stuff. So, if you haven't seen the Old School Hammer show, give us a look. Say hello in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out. But, most of all, though, guys, don't forget to give this man down here a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. Every little helps. And, watch a few of the back catalogue videos. Some of them are really informative. Some of them are really funny. And most of them have a laugh in them. But just give the man a follow and give him a like and that. Obviously, no, that way.
Thank you, buddy.
That way.
Love to you, buddy.
You're welcome, mate. Obviously, don't forget, if you're not subscribed to this channel, what the hell are you doing? And obviously, Green Street Elites as well. Some new content coming out very, very soon.
That's good to hear. And that, like I say, don't forget this man here and that. He don't go away scot-free and that. Let's get some subs up for Jeff below and for Budgie as well, because they both deserve it.
Thank you,
guys. You're welcome, Rob. It's good to have you in your case here, as we say. Brendan's saying that went quickly. Thanks, lads and chat. Night to you as well. Like, share, and subscribe. And obviously, as Mama Flossie, she put Rob's channel in there as well. So if you're watching again, see his link and make sure you go and give him a like as well. Be lucky and have a good weekend. Same for you as well, Frog. Words and Picture says Tony's end as clear as mud. Tiger feet. Thank you very much for that. Now, Daz, night all top show. And obviously Frog says, night gang, come on you irons. And as always, that's how we go with. Don't forget, come on you irons.
Come on you irons.